very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico the Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Wena Isala, Nina Cosa Hanson, Nana Jama, and Yana Faros, Obanana, all the and then saw no totua yaba no one Because you will make a difference with your source and we're not going to do it.
But you know what? They will like you to believe that someone like man is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
You keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own actions. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. All the government brought them in. Are you deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where will the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Ohaji, you come to everybody, you come to Agule, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building the way to Niger, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport. Refinery. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak to you, they gave them money so that they will come out, pages of the newspapers to give the world, giving the impression that everything is okay. When things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back and say Nigeria is one. You must stay in it together. And you know, foolish. These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You are marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I mean, Democrats have subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Biafra wrote to President Biden. In it, Biafra said to come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them are people. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou. Nnamdi Kanu, I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world, the director of radio Biafra and Biafra television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Regardless of where you are, as I said earlier, we are welcoming you, and we are going to pray as it is customary for us to do here. If you want to see me live, should I say, no, yeah, see me, I should say, not just hear my voice. You go to my Instagram handle, I should say. It is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu _ you know, the slash that is at the bottom, _ official. A lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people, there are about, how many of you? I think about 99 people are now watching. Am I correct? Yes, I think roughly about that. And it's owned by Facebook as well, incidentally. So it won't surprise me if they try to kick us out sometime during the course of this very, I should say, enlightening program this very evening. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you. And before we proceed, we are going to pray. As it is usual with us here on this platform, we pray because we are nothing without the Almighty. We are going to offer praise and adoration to Him as always. And I will, of course, should I say, unfailingly pray in the language of heaven. Some may misunderstand, some of them may try to misconstrue, but one thing is certain right now, in the presence of the Almighty God, Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai in heaven, the angels are singing, worshiping, and praising the Most High with the very oldest language on the face of this very earth, the Igbo language. And that's how I'm going to pray. Ezi onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ onye anyị na-efe na-agọzi aha nsọ ya, onye ọbụla naanị ya na-achị, onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-erubere isi, onye ọbụla naanị ya bụ ọka aka. Ụbọchị ene ka anyị na-etu gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, mmalite na ọgwụgwụ, ndị gboo wee tuo gị ebighị ebi, onye nwe m, ụmụ gị wee gbakọọ n'ụwa niile iwe nara ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị n'ezi ha site n'ọnụ mmadụ dị ndụ nna nke ebere dị ngọzi. Anyị wee na-asị na onweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị bụ n'ihi na ọ bụ anụkpa ahụ sọsọ ka mmadụ dị ndụ bụ. Ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ, maka na okwu nsọ gị na-adịghị ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, n'ihi na okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Ọ bịa mere Biafra ga-eji wee bịa na mgbe nke anyị. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ wee na-arịọ gị na-asị, lekwa ude nke anyị na-asụ n'akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka o metụta gị n'obi. Onye nwe m na Chineke nna nke igwe, biko dịka isi wee napụta ụmụ gị n'ọbụ n'Ijipt, kwetu wee wezuga ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra mgbe ekwensu bụ zuu nke mmadụ dị ndụ kere. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, na-asị gị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị niile anyị ga-ekele ha nsọ gị, wee nye gị nsọpụrụ n'ụtọ na-eji ama mgbe niile, n'ihi na anyị enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị onwe anyị anaghị efe arụsị. Ọbịa mere iji wee na-agọzi nzọmụkwụ anyị niile. Ọbịa mere IPOB ji wee gbaa mgbọrọgwụ n'ụwa niile. Anyị anaghị atụ egwu mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-eto gị eze ebube dị ngọzi, sị gị biko gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye anyị na-efe nwanyị akpụ isi ala nye, ka i wee napụta ndị gị n'ọbụ nke ekwensu. Anyị wee na-enye gị ofe na nsọpụrụ na ija mma, na-asị lekwa ka ndị iro anyị niile ka kasisi wee baa ha ọnụ, ha wee daa hapụghị ikuni ọzọ. Obodo ekwensu bụ zu ala nwekwa n'iyi eze ebube dị ngọzi. Anya ọnwa anyị bụ ụmụ gị wee na-akpọkwa ha nsọ gị, na-asị na enweghị chi ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị, na-asị onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onwe onye kere na n'otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile na ịja mma niile site n'ebighị ebi mara ebighị ka a na-arịọ gị. Ise ise ise. Having handed over our proceedings to heaven, we must therefore proceed unfailingly and very speedily to preach this very gospel that we have been mandated to preach this very day, because heaven and earth will bear us witness that they came in their time and the gospel of redemption was preached and men were saved from their folly. This evening, I will start by calling upon Bishop Coker, or should I say, all the Catholics around the world, to please warn Bishop Coker to desist from making statements and comments that will annoy God Almighty in heaven. If he continues in the manner that we have deduced he is likely to follow, then I will place curse on him in public. I'm not saying this very lightly, because he is a man that I have enormous regard and respect for. Bishop Coker, I respect him. I love him immensely. But he came up with some statements which are, should I say, unbecoming of a sensible, reasonable human being. Therefore, he must retrace his steps. We must also remind ourselves that a few days ago, I said something about those of them trying their damnedest best to try to keep Nigeria together, a zoological republic that should not exist in the first place. And this evening, I want to reinforce this very fact, that the curse that I placed upon United Kingdom, a people that I revere and I love very much, people that I hold their citizenship and have sworn allegiance to, and will continue to defend their interest, genuine interest, of course, because I am an Anglophile at heart. That very Britain today, it has not been up to 7 days that I made that statement live here on air. The leader of the Welsh people have come out to make a categorical statement that Britain no longer exists in their own thinking. This is what I want to guide the thinking of all our people. I want it to guide our understanding of what is happening in the zoo, and to understand also the spiritual dimension which we have chosen to pursue this very noble cause. According to Mark Drakeford, who is the leader of the Welsh people in the UK, and I quote, "The United Kingdom is over," he said. UK, as I told you a few days ago, that anybody who has a hand or who is trying to keep Nigeria together, their kingdom or their entity will disintegrate. These are the things that I want you to understand this very evening, that Nigeria has expired. The wrath of Almighty God is upon Nigeria. Look at Tinubu, for example, what the Yorubas are going through on his account. Look at how the Christian minorities in the north are being slaughtered and brutally massacred by the Janjaweed elements of the caliphate. Because the likes of Bishop Coker is there preaching unity that he knows doesn't exist. Because Britain is directly involved in trying to keep together what God Almighty has rendered asunder. That is the reason why Mark Drakeford has come out to say that United Kingdom is over. He's a very heavyweight politician in the UK, the leader of the Welsh people. He is the first minister of the Welsh people. Wales, of course, in the UK is a principality. And mind you, Prince Charles is supposed to be the Prince of Wales, or should I say, the titular head of the government of Welsh people. But here we have Mark Drakeford saying it categorically that Britain is over. And I warned Britain, if you continue to meddle in the affairs of Nigeria to the extent whereby you are presenting a stumbling block to the emancipation of the children of God, the children of light, United Kingdom will be decimated. Because you're very proud and very arrogant, because you think that you're Caucasian, you're white, you can do anything and get away with it. You may think that the disintegration of the UK has nothing to do with Biafra, but I can assure you categorically that it has. If you do not stop meddling in Nigeria, if you do not stop this, your, should I say, perverted, racist devotion to keeping people who shouldn't be one together in one monstrous entity called the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, believe you me, God Almighty in heaven will destroy Britain beyond recognition. And it started to happen already. It is happening already. I warned you and I told you. You may disregard the agitation for Biafra and tag it as nothing. Because you came, you saw, you conquered, and you colonized. But I'm warning you today, if you continue, the wrath of God will be upon you. As I warned the zoo many, many years ago, if you don't allow we Biafrans to go, that zoological republic called Nigeria will be a worse place than Somalia. And today it is happening. And if you have not applied for your Somalian visa, please try and do so. Should I say Somali visa? Try and do so as quickly as possible, because the zoo is on the path of destruction. And there is nothing man can do to reverse it. Mark today's date and what I'm telling you. Nigeria will be destroyed beyond human comprehension. So says the Lord of hosts. Anything I tell you here is gospel. Anything I open my mouth to tell you must come to pass. Because Almighty determined that we should come. And we have come to preach this very gospel in truth and in every honesty. And I want Britain to understand this today. If you stand as an obstacle on the path of Biafra freedom, you will be destroyed. The same way that the late dead Buhari tried. Buhari tried to stop Biafra from coming. Today he's in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. Not only that, that kingdom he was trying to build is now shaking. That very kingdom, that very Fulani caliphate, the Fulani takeover of Nigeria is in tatters. Because we are here, or should I say, Chukwuka Biama determined that we should come. And nothing, absolutely nothing is going to stop us from performing the will of the Almighty. Today, I can tell you categorically that in the United Kingdom, the First Minister of Wales, part and parcel of this United Kingdom that colonized, enslaved, subjugated, and still colonizing the zoo called Nigeria till today, a part of Britain have now said that they're going to divide. They will leave. Scotland will leave. Wales will leave. Northern Ireland will join the Irish Republic. And you only have the Little England at last. And when all these things are happening to them because of their pride and ego, they will not acknowledge that the work they did against the children of God in Biafra land is what is responsible for their demise as a once great nation or a once great people. They are also on the path of decline, and nothing can reverse it unless they stop meddling in the affairs of Biafra. The United Kingdom is over and a new union should be crafted to reflect a voluntary association of 4 nations. In other words, Britain will no longer exist. You have England, you have Wales, you have Scotland, and you have Northern Ireland. The reason for that is because they meddled in the affairs of the children of God. As I told you earlier, Almighty God in heaven has a way of punishing his children. And we have been roundly punished, believe you me. If you have to be subjugated under the very cruel, barbaric rule of Fulani Janjaweedism, you will understand what we are talking about. As I'm speaking to you right now, most villages are under siege. There are killings and rapings, abductions and murder going on right across the length and breadth of the Zoological Republic. But they cannot understand what is happening to them. They know that the problem of insecurity in Nigeria is intractable for the simple reason that they have failed, should I say, to allow Biafra to go. The sooner they understand this or realize this, the better for everybody. But I'm not sure they will, because they are very stubborn, and as God hardened the heart of Pharaoh to fail, so are they also going to fail. And that is why those of them who are in Benue State, that is why the likes of Governor Autumn or the very young man who was mouthing his rubbish a day or 2 ago concerning the deployment of Eastern Security Network into Lower Benue is in for a very, very difficult and horrible experience of their lives. I must warn also Governor Autumn of Benue State. I am not laying claim to Benue State, the entirety of Benue State, not at all. What I'm making very clear to you is that there are Igbo people, Igbo communities, not traders, not migrants, not settlers, no. These are our traditional towns, communities, and villages wickedly gerrymandered into the north. That you have Igbo people today answering Igbo names, speaking Igbo language, who are answering to Northerners. An abomination before God Almighty in heaven. I will not allow it to continue. Those Igbo-speaking parts of Benue State is part and parcel of Biafra, part and parcel of the eastern region. And should anything happen to them, if you fail to control Fulani incursion into that very territory, then ESN will continue to do their work. And I have commended them earlier and allow me to do so again at this very moment. I commend the men and women, not just of our high command, but also of the Eastern Security Network that successfully pursued and apprehended a notorious Fulani bandit by the name Muhammad Isa. We have the videos. For those of them claiming he's an old man, they're all lying, and they know it very well. He is the leader of a gang of abductors, of rapists, and of murderers, tormenting our farming communities. But I'm glad to report this very evening, morning or night, depending on where you are, that menace, that threat has been permanently put to bed. It will no longer happen. Should our people in Benue State be subjected to further attacks, I am also informing Governor Autumn of Benue State. I will make sure that ESN returns to that very area. Or should I say, come out of the bushes to confront whoever comes against the children of the Most High God Elohim in heaven. This is a warning to all of you. For those of you that specialize in, should I say, in twisting the obvious, in turning truth into lies, I never claimed the whole of Benue State. You people carved Igbo people into Benue, which is unacceptable. We are in an era, not that of the old, compromised and discredited Ohaneze Ndiara and Ndiuchu. Not in that very era. No, we are not in that anymore. We are not in the era of compromised governors in the pocket of the Fulani Caliphate. No. We are now in the era of IPOB. And no inch of territory belonging to traditional, should I say, ethnicities making up Biafra will be surrendered to anybody, no. And in Benue State, we have taught them, while they were discussing that, don't come to Benue, we are already on the ground in Benue State, in Lower Benue. And we are not in Benue State that doesn't belong to us. We are in Igbo parts of Benue State, Igbo communities of Benue State. And we are there to defend them, and that is precisely what we are going to do, and nobody is going to discourage us otherwise. We are making it very clear today that the Eastern Security Network is on the ground. We are on the ground in Benue State and in every part of Biafra land for that matter. We are in Cross River, we are in Akwa Ibom, we are in Bayelsa. Everywhere it is happening. Anywhere we confront Fulani headsmen, these terrorists, we will drive them away. Be rest assured, we are not going to rest one iota until our farmlands, our homes, and our forests are secure. What is happening in Yoruba land cannot happen in Biafra land. Nobody, no idiot can come from anywhere to claim any inch or parcel of Biafran forest. It is not doable. Instead, we all die there. That is why I am making this presentation live, at least for those of you who may be able to come over on Instagram, that I am on Instagram and I'm live. If you want to see a live video of this very broadcast, it is there. You can and should be able to see it. Anywhere in Biafra land we confront Fulani terrorists, we shall meet them head on. We know that they are part of the police and the army. Danjuma himself, General T.Y. Danjuma himself, testified before the British Parliament that the army of Nigeria and the police are colluding in the conquest of indigenous populations in Nigeria. And we are no exception to that very horrible and sinister conspiracy. The police we have in our land are terrorists in uniform. The army we have in Biafra land are basically terrorists. They are there to aid and to support Fulani Janjaweed advancement to the Atlantic Ocean. And we are there to stop them. And we are stopping them and will continue to stop them. A few days ago, as I said, we embedded our men and women of the Northern Command of Eastern Security Network. When we said Northern Command, people were confused. Biafra land is a nation. We have Northern Biafra, we have Central, we have the South, which is the coastal region, we have the East, and we have the West. When I talk about the Northern Command, I'm talking about the northern part of Biafra land, which incidentally starts from Benue State. So we are right to be there. If you don't want us to be in Benue State, quietly go back to Abuja and appeal to them. Tell them to release Igbo people in Benue and carve them back into Ebonyi State, where they should belong, or Enugu State, as the case may be. Therefore, anybody, one thing about Nigeria is that they tend to defend the aggressor. It is in the DNA in Nigeria to always support evil. That is why this very newspaper publication, I don't have a means of putting it here on Instagram where I am broadcasting live, where you can see my face and my facial expression, but it will be on my Facebook page. If you go there, you will see it. This publication was made on January 23 of 2021, this very year. It is a front page news by Vanguard. I want you to understand how an average Nigerian thinks, how they reason, why I think that Nigeria itself is a curse upon humanity. There on the front page, you will see, we will kill all policemen and take over Edo State. Fulani Janjaweed. Those they claim are foreigners. These people they told us are foreigners. They come from Mali, from Senegal, from Gambia, from heaven knows where, from Niger, from Chad, from Northern Cameroons. But they are in Nigeria, killing people. After killing us, they will not turn around and tell us to absorb them into our communities. That is why anybody, any Igwe, any PG, any greedy, avaricious fool, stupid enough to give any of our land to Fulani Janjaweed, you are finished. There was a man in Enugu that tried the same nonsense. Go and ask him where he is today. We take no prisoners. You see, the land of Biafra must be defended at all cost. At all cost. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody. I understand that the Sarikin Fulani of Lagos went to see the U.S. ambassador to Nigeria in Lagos a few days ago. And according to the message, or should I say information coming out of the U.S. mission, They said is to foster cohabitation and unity, that diversity is strength. And I want to lay that particular nonsensical narrative to bed tonight before I continue any further. Anybody telling you about strength in diversity, that person is a liar and a deceiver. And the US ambassador is a liar and a deceiver. One thing they don't teach we Africans is this. No country exists on a foundation of multiculturalism. There is nowhere in the world. Listen to me very carefully. All this nonsense, even the crap that Coca was coming up with, telling you about diversity is our strength and all that rubbish. Allow me to repeat, there is no country on this earth that survives on a foundation or a bedrock of multiculturalism. It doesn't exist. That is why multiculturalism in Africa is dead on arrival. It can never work. Because we are tribal beasts by nature. We are tribal by nature. That is why we travel from wherever we are during New Year's, during Christmas, during Easter, during New Year festival to go back home where we come from. Because that is where we identify with. Now, let me ask the US ambassador a very simple question. Is United States of America a multicultural society? US that was created and built by Western Europeans. US was created, should I say, created by God, of course. Built by Western Europeans. Mostly English people that was fed up with the way of life of the English monarchy. They went to America on Mary Rose. I want to ask the US ambassador, I want to teach Africans what they don't know this evening. There is no country that functions on this multi-ethnic rubbish. Nowhere in the world. Not even the USA, that was created by people who are not indigenous to America. The owners of the soil of America are Native American Indians. That is a fact of life. God gave America to Western Europe to develop and gave them a special grace to be the beacon and the light and the conscience of the world. Because God knew that if he had left all these wonderful people in Europe, they would become contaminated. He removed them from Europe, sent them to America, built a wonderful nation as a shining light and a beacon for the whole world to look up to. Even that America that was built from scratch by people who are not indigenous to the land is not multicultural. Why am I saying this? America was founded on the principles of Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, democratic value systems. I repeat, America is not multicultural. They accommodate other races and other nations. Yes, they can accommodate you. But where you're coming into, the bedrock, the foundation of America is based on Judeo-Christian principles, Greco-Roman political ideology, which is republicanism. America is not multicultural. America is Western Europe. The value systems of Western Europe, Judeo-Christian, Greco-Roman, Republican governance. Had America been a multicultural society, they would have space for Sharia. I'm now addressing the US ambassador to try to tell them to stop deceiving people. We are educated, we went to school for a reason. We are enlightened and we have our brain intact. There is no country on this earth that runs on this wishy-washy multiculturalism. It doesn't happen. What you have are established order and value systems upon which various cultures can now coexist. If you go to America, you coexist under the provisions of the United States Constitution. And the US Constitution is a Christian constitution, not Islam. America is not multicultural, but under that bedrock of liberty and egalitarianism, you allow other cultures to come in. But first of all, they must swear allegiance to or take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the USA. That is something that the US ambassador never told the Janjaweed that went to visit her. The same way that Nigeria cannot function as a viable entity. Wole Soyinka knows what I'm talking about. I'm even sure somebody who claims he's learned as Bishop Coker is, understands what I'm talking about. No country on this earth. The value system of the state of Israel is based on Judaic principles. The value system of Russia is entirely theirs, it's based on theirs. It's the Russian way of doing things from times of the Tsar. If you go to Saudi Arabia, it is essentially a Sharia Islamic state. You can live there, no problem. You can build your churches if you want. I think they have not started to allow churches to be built. But it is never, never a multicultural society. Japan is not a multicultural society. China is not. They can accommodate you, but that doesn't mean they are This is the type of nonsense they feed Africans. And we fall for that very gimmick of multiculturalism. At the end of the day, you end up with a useless contraption like Nigeria. You don't have any value system that anybody anywhere can define. If I talk about the USA, I can talk about hamburger in the USA. We can talk about, what else do they have in the USA? Hamburger, you can talk about, what's it called? What are the traditional dishes? Apple pie and all the rest of it. You can say that these are American dishes. If you go to the UK, you can talk about maybe mashed potato and bangers and mash, which is sausage and mashed potato as their national meal. That's understandable. But I ask you, if you come to Nigeria, what is the national dish of Nigeria? Does a Fulani Janjaweed eat ofe egusi, where we come from? Does an Igbo man eat a wedu soup? The answer is no. So on what basis is all this so-called multicultural foundation going to be laid upon? On what? We are not one people. We may be black, we may be Africans, but we're not one people. Not even one religion. If Britain cannot stay in an EU that is entirely Christian, EU is entirely Christian. Britain left. Nigeria, you don't know if Nigeria is Christian or in fact is Islamic. So for me to accept the multiculturalism being preached by the US ambassador, I have to embrace Islam as my religion. That's what it means. And some of you get taken in by all this rubbish. And I feel sorry for you. Yeah, sometimes when I say they say I'm being very arrogant. If you are educated, you will understand that no nation is multicultural. They allow other cultures to come in. It doesn't mean they're multicultural. They have a viable space where multicultural ideas or identities can thrive. But the foundation has to be monolithic. It has to be one dominant value system and ideology. That's how it is all over the world. Don't let anybody fool you otherwise. That is the same reason why you have this anomaly. In a so-called republic, you have royal fathers in a republic. Because you are trying to shuffle multiculturalism. You are trying to marry the feudal system of the North, the monarchical system of the West, and the Republican system in the East, to marry them into one. And what you have is entirely rubbish, and that is why Nigeria can never work. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Competing value systems. Nobody wants their own value system to be subsumed under another person's value system. This is something that the US ambassador never told you. But here I am telling you today. Because if you come here, you become educated. If you come here, you become enlightened. If you come here, you stop being a zoo animal, you become a human being. That is why we are the largest and, of course, the most consistent broadcasting platform insofar as Africa is concerned, right across the world. Millions listen to us because they know we preach the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. That is why this very day, because you are in one Nigeria, in multiculturalism, the army will come to Olo to defend Fulani Janjaweed living in our forests. We went to Olo to defend our people. They came, they arrested the clerics. Men of God, they arrested all of them. How many times have you heard that imams were being arrested in the north? Or that villages were being invaded in the north and imams being arrested? Only in Biafra land. And this is your multiculturalism. This is a place where you want all of us to stay somehow to pretend that all is well when we know that it is not. In that same Nigeria is where Fulani headsmen openly boast about conquest. Benue State is one. That is why I feel sorry for the idiots talking rubbish from Benue. They came and they made the same bold claim on Edo State. And I quote, "We will kill all policemen and take over Edo State." Vanguard publication of January 23, 2021, this year. Only 2 months ago. Nothing happened to them. Only the Fulanis can lay claim to land that doesn't belong to them and nobody will say anything. When you try to respond, they come against you. And your average foolish Nigerian who cannot reason properly, they're not educated very well, I'm sorry to say, will side with the oppressor. It's only in Nigeria where the victim becomes the accused. You came into Olo, Hope Uzodinma tried to give you land in Olo to build a Fulani settlement, and we said no to it. That's all. To talk about Olo crisis. And now they're trying to blame IPOB, they're trying to blame Eastern Security Network. But all of you are aware of the fact that Nigerian Army and Nigeria Police are essentially Fulani Janje with terrorists in uniform. The newspapers, all the articles, everywhere, the national discourse is replete with instances of Fulani being supplied by the military, as you're going to listen to later on. But nothing happens. When you try to fight back, you become the victim. And we are saying we are fed up of being victims. We can no longer be victims anymore. If you kill us, we will kill you. I'm saying it live on video, so you can share the video all over the world if you want. If you come to our land to kill us, we will kill you. As simple as that. It may take us some time, but eventually we'll overwhelm you. Well, in the end, we always win. As I warned them in Benue, we are in Benue. In all of our communities in Benue State, and we're not living there until we are certain that the lives and properties of our people there are firmly secured. Any day we learn to stop blaming the victims, this world will be a better place. I'm directing this very statements to the US Ambassador, to the UK High Commissioner, to the EU presence in the zoo, and the UN as well. I know all of you will do nothing. We are not Muslims, so you're not going to help us. That's obvious. We know that for sure. But we have something that you do not have. We have the grace, the might, and protection of God Almighty in heaven. And we know that God exists. And as long as he liveth, as my name is Nnamdi, my Redeemer liveth, as long as God lives in heaven, all of you can never triumph against us. Ojukwu said it before, and you said he failed. We know why he failed, because God said the time wasn't right. I want to show them, my children, what is called Biafra, that very kingdom. They have to fight their way into it. If that is the option you leave for us, then by all means, we'll oblige you. But Biafra must come, or we all die. It's as simple as that. There is no alternative. People must understand the rage that is boiling within us. You must understand how angry we are. We may look normal to you, but we are very, very angry, believe you me. And by the time we are done with Nigeria, the name won't exist. That I can assure you. You people are now beginning to see the type of madness that we are capable of unleashing. And more is coming. And I do not hide it, because you hate us anyway. This conspiracy against Biafra, for no reason, we've done nothing wrong to anyone. But you despise us and you hate us. You want us to die because God gave us oil and gas. You want to take over our land. It's not going to happen. And we're not apologizing or begging anybody to please read this letter. They are raping our women. They raped our women. Did you do anything about it? They went to the UK High Commissioner. They were telling them, oh, we can't do anything about it. Rape victims. But you're doing something about defending Fulani. You are defending Fulani. But rape victims in front of you cannot defend them. And you're neutral. And you want Nigeria to continue. So you want me to stay in a Nigeria where my women will be raped every day. Nobody will do anything about it. And I'll be clapping for you. One Nigeria, I'll be clapping for you. Check it up, mad people everywhere. People are insane. You want me to stay in a country where the Fulani police and soldiers can come and take our women, rape them anyhow they like. Even before they release them, the charge. Do you know how much we have spent? We have spent nearly 9 million naira to secure the release of people who were abducted and raped. Victims of state crime. Britain didn't say anything. UN never uttered a word. EU, nothing. US, nothing. And you want me to be in that country? I think some people are mad. Very, very insane indeed. If you do not believe in what we are doing, then you better get out. We're not going to stop. God knows we can never stop until Biafra is restored. We are peace-loving people. We abhor death and killing of another soul. It's in our nature, that's how we are. But because of that, they have been coming and killing us all these years. We've kept quiet. They've been killing and killing and killing quiet. We have a case at the ICC. We have a case at Africa Union. We have a case at, what else again? Pending before the UN in New York. We've been to Geneva to tender our case. Before UN, till today, nothing. In fact, the more we complain to them, the more they come to abduct and rape our children, the more they come to kill us, the more they want to take over our land and our forests. And who told them that's going to be possible in our time? In a movement that I lead. You think you can come into our land and take it over? Oh dear. That means you don't know who we are. 30 pastors arrested for doing nothing. Have you heard about any imams being arrested in the north? No. Do you want me to stay in one Nigeria with you after this level of injustice? Is that what you think? No, it is not going to happen. Not now, not tomorrow. There are two things plaguing them in the zoo. Lies and deceit. If not for the coming of IPOB, of Radio Biafra, all of you would have lived and died in the ignorance that Ojukwu caused a war. That's what they were writing. Britain helped them to write it. Ojukwu was a rebel, a secessionist, because we had no media. That is why they're paying Facebook billions upon billions of US dollars to stop this truth from coming out. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Gowon is alive, go and ask him. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Ojukwu went and negotiated restructuring with you in Aburi. You came back, Britain told you not to agree because Britain realized that all the component units of Britain knows that if you go back to regionalism, you will have economic growth. The country will do very well. But Britain doesn't want it. That was why they even instigated the Nzogbu coup, so-called Nzogbu coup, saying they will bring Awolowo to become the head of state. They knew what was going to happen. They wanted to truncate the economic miracle of Dr. Michael. But what I'm telling you are fast. Go and investigate for yourself. In the East, you had the fastest growing economy in the whole world, over 40% every year. In the West, Awolowo was performing his own miracle as well. Even in the North, Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa were doing very well. You had all those massive industries in the North. You even had Alamajiris that were employed in the North, meaningfully employed, gainfully employed. They were all doing very well. Britain said, no, for us to control these people, we need to impoverish them. Let us introduce this war. There was a coup by Nzogbu. And after that, there was the massacre of, as usual, massacre of our people in the North. Ojukwu said, I have to secure my land and my people. They said, no, let's go to Aburi to discuss it. Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed restructuring. That's something now you're asking for. To tell you how foolish Nigerians are. They're very foolish. That same nonsense you're asking for now was discussed many years ago. Ojukwu sat down in Aburi with Gowon and decided that regionalism was the best way forward. Restructuring, going back to who you were, 1963 Constitution, 1960-1963 Constitution. Be on your own and pay tax to the central government, as they have in America, as they have even in Britain. Britain, you have Scotland that is almost independent. Wales, the same thing. Everybody is free. But Britain doesn't want the same thing they're enjoying to happen in Nigeria. Why? Ask yourself that question. Anybody telling you about one Nigeria is your enemy. I'll prove it to you now. Ojukwu negotiated devolution, regionalism. The North will be on their own, the West on their own, even Midwest on their own, and then the East on their own. It's the same one Nigeria. On their way to the airport, before they boarded the aircraft, a call came from Lagos, from the British High Commissioner in Lagos to Gowon, telling Gowon not to agree, after having signed the agreement. That same Gowon you're looking at today, God kept me alive so that he can witness the destruction he will bring upon that very zoo called Nigeria. Gowon said no. Do you know all the journalists in Nigeria, none of them have ever gone to Gowon to ask him, why did he say no to Aburi? Aburi was restructuring. None of those agitating for restructuring right now has ever gone to Nigeria to say, but Ojukwu negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said, no. Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. If not now, that after many years of hammering on this very topic, it has now sunk into the skull of the people that Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is, always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it, and we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And Biafra must come. It must come. Two things are bothering the zoo right now. You know, when God wants to destroy a nation, it comes in many ways. One, Buhari is dead. They brought in a fake.
Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself in war. I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Lugard, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra, and then I will come to unify Biafra people after Biafra has been recognized. I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. Thank you very much.
Heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
You're very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
What we got though is majority. One day we went to the edge and okay, chuku, I don't go. Amalati, asinu medu. Amalati, okumu. Amalati, nasi ejigako. Ifri mega.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this morning program. I welcome everyone that have joined us, those who are watching on TikTok, those who are watching on Facebook, and the people who are joining me on YouTube. I appreciate everyone that have connected to this platform, wherever you are connecting from. As you join us, exercise patience with us, like and share the program. If they kick you out, try to come back to the program. We know we are having some technical challenges on this platform, and we are trying as much as possible to keep our head up and continue to fight it until we overcome them. So whenever they kick you out from the program, just try to come back and continue. If you can't be able to log in back, you can come back later and watch the program. But don't allow them to deny you the opportunity to get this message. Do not allow them to deny you the opportunity to express yourself. In this platform, this is a platform that belongs to the Biafran people, a platform where you can express your views without anybody trying to bully you or trying to cage you or trying to tell you what to say and what not to say. In this platform, you are entitled to your opinion. You have the right to express yourself. You have the right to share your own view. Wherever you belong, you are entitled to belong to anywhere you want to belong. You are entitled to be anywhere you want to be. But at the same time, the most important thing is the unity of purpose. Wherever you try to attach yourself to, make sure you know the reason you are there. Let your reason for being there be for the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. Wherever you belong, always make sure that your purpose of being in that very environment is to restore Biafra. If your purpose is for the restoration of Biafra, you are good to go. As for us in this platform, we will continue to do our own part to educate Biafrans, to promote everything that has to do with the restoration of Biafra without sentiment. So I welcome everyone that have connected. I can see my beloved brother Gerard is there. I can see my brother Freeman Iko Tuonye. Thank you so much for joining. And so many other people who have joined and are watching, whether you are commenting or not, you are appreciated. Both those who are commenting and those who are not commenting. I welcome every one of you and I thank you for being part of the program. So as you join, like and share the program. Don't keep it to yourself. Share the program. It is important. That is the only way you can support the program because the attack is so much. The attack on the platform is so much. It's coming from the inside, it's coming from the outside. So, but what are we going to do? We have to stand strong. No matter how they try to discourage us, we will continue to do our own part until we get to our promised land. And as long as I'm alive and I still have a platform where I can come and speak, I will stay come here and speak. Even when I'm not too strong, as long as I have that strength to come out and talk to my fellow Biafrans, I will do so. Remember, in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to preach hate. We do not come here to attack people or individuals. We don't come here with propaganda or blackmail. What we do in this platform is to present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. That we have been doing, that we will continue to do, and that we will never go back from. So you, on your own part, pick up a responsibility on what you are going to be doing for the restoration of Biafra and hold on to it. People will always talk. Regardless what you do, regardless what you say, regardless how clean and pure you are, people must complain. If people were able to complain about Christ, who was sinless, Christ, who came to redeem humanity, yet people complain about him, how much more you? Why would they complain about him? If people today can, on their camera, castigate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, dehumanize Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, abuse him and curse him on camera, the same people he's fighting for, then why wouldn't they talk against me or against you? If people can castigate Mazi Simon Ebanjoko, destroy his image and destroy his personality, why wouldn't they do the same to you or to me? So you see, you have no reason to run away. And there is nothing you will see that others have not faced. There's nothing that you and I will face today that others have not faced. So many people have faced worse things than we are facing today. So why are you going to chicken out just because of one thing or the other? The same thing they are doing in our platforms today, they did it to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching, at a point in time, Facebook banned the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. At a point in time, Facebook blocked people from seeing the program of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They did the same thing to Mazi Simon Ekpa. YouTube completely removed Mazi Simon Ekpa platform, and they banned him from broadcasting on Facebook. The only place he was able to broadcast was on Twitter. The same thing happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So when they are doing the same thing to us today, making sure they stifle our platform, making sure that they seize our viewers and make sure that they kick people out, it is not something new. The only way we can be able to survive is that those of you who are able to join, when they kick you out, come back. And you that is able to join, help and share the program. Share the program in the platform where you belong. In those your WhatsApp group, share the program. Share it to family and friends. Do your own part and let Chukwu Okike continue to do his part. For as long as there is still a Biafran alive, the message of Biafra will continue to go. Even if tomorrow I stop preaching, even if tomorrow I am no longer here, the message of Biafra will continue. Stronger hands are going to come and we will continue to preach. So it doesn't matter what the enemies are doing. And when we talk about the enemies that are trying to hold and destroy the messages, these enemies are inside and outside. There are internal enemies and there are external enemies. They are always there. You must be aware of that. You must be aware of that. Because when you're aware of that, you'll be very careful not to focus only on the external enemy and you forget the internal enemy. In fact, the internal enemy as it stands today are the ones that are much more active than the external enemy. The external enemy somehow have transferred the assignment to the internal enemy and they are the ones today doing their job for them. But in all the same, we will continue to move on, and the battle, we will never give up. We will never, ever give up. No matter what they do, no matter the attack, we will continue to do what we have to do. So I welcome you all that have joined on this platform today. I appreciate you. And today we have taken a topic that we will discuss, and the topic says, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Truth nobody wants to hear. Why? The three major tribe. Why the three major tribes can't agree on Nigeria future. The truth they don't want to hear. Why the three major tribes cannot agree on Nigeria future. This topic is a very broad, important and big topic. We have been talking about, almost every broadcaster speak about this issue. And on the message that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just delivered, if you follow that message, he dealt with this very topic absolutely the way it's supposed to be dealt with. But at the same time, we still have to elaborate and touch on it because sometimes our people find it difficult to comprehend issues. Most of these messages we are repeating are things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have preached. That is why in all programs, I like to give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a voice, give Mazi Simon a voice for you to know where our foundation is and where we started. So that when you are going into these issues, you will know how you are going about it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Revelations. Nigerian deep divisions and the challenge of nation building. This is what we are going to discuss this very morning. So once again, I say good morning, distinguished viewers, supporters, subscribers, and everyone joining from different parts of the world. I welcome every one of you. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. Thank you for being here today. This morning we will be discussing a topic that continues to generate intensive debates. A topic that continues to generate intense debates, emotions, political conversation across Nigeria and beyond. As I said before, our discussion today is titled Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Revelations, Nigerian Deep Division and the Challenge of Nation Building. So wherever you are, I want you to pay close attention to this very discussion. It is very important, and it's going to help you to stay strong and anchor well on where you are. This is not a discussion intended to promote hatred against any tribe, religion, or region. Because most times when we speak, people misunderstand our message because of their own personal motive, because of their own personal ego. Some, because of their own tribal affinity, they decide to misinterpret our messages. So that is why every time when I preach my message, I will remind you that the message is not about hatred on any tribe, not on any religion or region. All we are doing is to focus our attention on the facts. And in bringing out the facts, we speak about the fact unapologetically. So if it doesn't go down well with you, be patient. Listen. At the end of the program, you might find a reason to understand better and go along with us. If you follow us to the end of the message and it doesn't go down well with you, check yourself again and find out where you have gone wrong. And if you check properly without lying to yourself and you find out that you have not gone wrong anywhere, no problem. Continue to hold on to whatever you are holding on to. Abasi yourself and go mine. So, as I said before, this is not a discussion intended to promote hatred against any tribe, religion, or region. Rather, it is an opportunity to examine difficult questions about governance, security, national unity, accountability, and the future of the contraption called Nigeria. I'm using that word, the future, because so many people have different expectations of the future. Some of us already know what the future of Nigeria will bring and what it's going to be. But some are still pretending. So for those who are pretending, sometimes because of them, we go to another level to speak about the condition of the Zoological Republic. As always, I encourage everyone to listen with an open mind. Listen with an open mind in this message and engage respectfully in the comment section. Now let's begin. For decades, Nigeria has been described as the giant of their so-called Africa. We have had it over and over again. The West tried to crock up that word to make Nigeria feel like the giants that they claim to be. A nation blessed with enormous natural resources, a nation blessed with millions of talented and hardworking people, a nation blessed with fertile lands, oil resource, strategic geographical position, and cultural diversity. Yet, despite these advantages, Nigeria continues to struggle with problem that many smaller nations have overcome. Do you ask yourself why? With all this accolade given to Nigeria, resources, giant of their so-called Africa, economic, geographical position, strategic positioning, cultural diversity, yet, despite these things I mentioned that they call advantage, Nigeria continues to struggle with problem that many smaller nations have overcome. Have you asked yourself why? Why does insecurity continue to spread? Why do citizens increasingly lose confidence in institutions? Why do ethnic tension continue to dominate political conversation? Why does every election seem to deepen division instead of strengthening national unity? These are questions that many Nigerians ask daily. These are questions that everyone, more especially those that still stand on their so-called one Nigeria, they ask these questions. For us, we the Biafrans, we already have the answers. So we don't actually ask those questions because we know what the question is all about. We know what the answer is. But for the sake of those who are asking those questions, maybe those who are not part of the Nigeria, or those who are part of it and they are pretending, we are going to remind them, or those who sincerely do not know why. These are some of the same questions that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has repeatedly raised over the years. The same thing, if you listen to the message I played now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu narrated almost the same issue. Why Nigeria can never, ever, ever strive. With all the so much description that was given to it, with all the so much accolade given to it, yet cannot survive. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have raised that question more than a decade ago. Nobody seems to pay attention. And today it's getting worse. Whether one agrees with him, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or disagree with him, whether you agree with Mazi Simon Ekpa or disagree with him, there is no denying that their statements have influenced political conversation throughout Nigeria and among Nigerians living abroad. You can't deny that. Those of us, they are supporters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa, argue that identified structural problems. We have been able to identify structural problems that successive governments fail to address. You can say the problem of Nigeria is a foundational problem. It didn't start yesterday, neither did it start today, and it's not going to end tomorrow. Others disagree with this conclusion and propose a solution. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have also proposed a solution which every Biafran stand on, solution of self-determination, separation, so that everybody can secure their zone and grow in their own space at their own speed. But some people disagree. But regardless of where one stands, the issue themselves deserve examination. Every single thing that we complain about, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been talking about, deserves the attention of the world. One of the most debated points concerns the question of national identity. National identity. What exactly is Nigeria? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have asked this question many, many a time. What exactly is Nigeria? Who is a Nigerian? What exactly is Nigeria? And who is a Nigerian? Is Nigeria a nation? Have you ever asked yourself, is Nigeria a nation? Or is Nigeria a state made up of many nations? This question is not new. We have asked it over and over again. It has existed since independence. Since they are so-called independent, this question has been there. What exactly is Nigeria? Is Nigeria a nation? Or is Nigeria a state made up of many nations? Nigeria consists of hundreds of ethnic groups, different language, different cultural traditions, different historical experiences, different economic position, different economic priority, different political aspirations. These differences by themselves are not necessarily supposed to be a problem. But because of what the zoological republic is, it is much more deeper than what the eyes can see. Some successful countries have diversity. They are diverse, but not the type that Nigeria has. In the case of Nigeria, we are talking about value system. It is not just about diversity. The diversity is not the problem. Value system. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu explained in the video I just played. If you didn't listen to that video, go and listen to that message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He preached this message in 2021 before his kidnapped. That message I played was the message he preached before he was kidnapped. In 2021, that was when he made that message. The United States is diverse, but they have one value system. India is diverse, but they have one value system. Canada is diverse, but they have one value system. South Africa is diverse, but they have one value system. So our major problem is the value system. And the value system of the North and the South is not the same. Will never, ever, ever be the same. And remember, countries are created based on value system. Diversity can be controlled and managed, but diversity becomes a challenge when citizens begin to feel excluded, marginalized, and unfairly treated. And why are you seeing that unfairly treatment? Why are you seeing that marginalization? Because of the value system. People are pursuing different agendas. The mission of the people in the North and the South, Southeast and Southwest is not the same. Every region is pursuing their own agenda. There is no collective front to pursue nation building because Nigeria is not a nation, has never been, and will never be. What you see in Nigeria is unequal access to opportunity, power, resource, tensions everywhere. And this brings us to the issue of the three major ethnic groups often discussed in Nigerian policies. The three major ethnic groups: the Hausa in the north, the Yoruba in the southwest, and the Igbo in the southeast. These three major tribes are the foundation upon which Nigeria was formed. In the north, you have the Hausas, which include the Hausa Fulani, that they were answering them, they call themselves Hausa Fulani. In the southwest, you have the Yorubas. And in the southeast, I'm talking about the region, the old southeastern region, this region. Southeast region, we have the Igbos. And in these regions, each of them have the same value system. They have the same value system. And they can better manage themselves than forcing them into a marriage that they never agreed to be part of. A person from the north, the northern Fulani, has a particular agenda they are pursuing. They have a mission and objective they are pursuing. They are not pursuing nation building, and we never, ever, ever pursue nation building, no matter what happens. They are much more focused on their religion, not just keeping the religion to themselves to dominate every other region with their religion. They don't care about nation building. It is either Nigeria is Islamized or Nigeria burned down to ashes. It's either other region accept their own religion or they destroy, eliminate every other person. This is a mission that they have taken upon and they are not backing down on it. Even today, as we speak, it has become much more pronounced than ever. And for those who don't understand, if up till now you have not understood this mission and this problem, that means you are either pretending or you are deceiving yourself. You come to the Southwest, they have a different objective and mission. The Southwest are most interested in controlling the economy of the country. And that is why they position every major capitals in the Southwest, every major source of livelihood in the Southwest, just like when you have the seaport, becomes only one, and every other seaport is not dredged. They make sure that even people that have closest access to the sea do not have a seaport. It is intentional. And the Southwest is that way. The same way you make, they try to make Lagos the economic capital of the country, dragging every other business into Lagos. Even up till now, with Abuja as a capital, Tinubu have consolidated on transferring so many of the capital's headquarters to Lagos State to make sure that they are in charge when it comes to the economy of the country. This is the agenda of the Southwest. Coming to the Southeast, the Southeasterners have always overlooked and think that they are building a nation. They have always worked for nation building from day one. They have always sacrificed, starting from independence or before independence. They sacrificed with their life, sacrificed their position, sacrifice started all the way from Dr. Nnamdi Kanu. Even when he was in the forefront during independence, he sacrificed his position and gave the prime minister to the north and became a ceremonial president. That was the first sacrifice. To have a Nigeria that will include everybody. From beginning, the North was not even ready to ever participate in anything with the South. North was not ready for independence. Many of you have seen me talk about that topic. The North, we are never, ever interested in anything called independence. It was Dr. Nnamdi Kanu that went ahead and continued to convince them. Convinced them and preached to wait for them until they became convinced, and they joined. Only for him to sacrifice his position as a president, gave it to Tafawa Balewa, and then he himself became a ceremonial president. It didn't stop from there. Corruption became the order of the way. As you know, the Fulanis are the most corrupt human being on the planet Earth. The Fulanis are the most corrupt human beings, and they will be the first people to accuse you of corruption. In Nigeria today, the most corrupt politicians are the Fulani people. From the northern part of Nigeria, they are the most corrupt. Immediately after independence, they went into their program. First of all, they announced that Nigeria is their estate of their father, Otman Danfodio, that they will make everything possible to protect it. You heard them when they even talked to a journalist that they will never allow anybody to take position, that they are going to be in charge of everything, and if they are going to employ anybody, it should be on contract. Even when they know that they are not qualified, they don't even have the resources, they don't have the qualifications. From that very mistake, Dr. Nnamdi Kanu made to hand them over, that position, sacrifice that position to include everybody. You have seen the result today. The result is what you are seeing today. Born to rule. They now tell you that they are born to rule. That mistake cannot be corrected up to this minute. It cannot be corrected up to this minute. In Nigeria, there is no shared sense of purpose. There is no shared sense of purpose between all the ethnic groups together. No. Nigeria has no such. A shared commitment to common institution. You can't find that in Nigeria. Without this element, division becomes easier to exploit. There is no shared purpose in Nigeria. There's no shared commitment to common institution in Nigeria. And that is why Nigeria will never, ever, ever succeed. Each time you make a move to rescue Nigeria, it will bring death upon you. And that is what is holding the Biafran state today. The young Nigerian of military men rose up in 1966 to conduct a revolution to save Nigeria. At the end of the day, what happened? It was translated into a tribal war. It became, they call it Igbo coup. An Igbo man rescued Nigeria again to put it into a situation where Nigerians will continue to build in Nigeria they are in a unitary system. They called it a crime and they murdered him in cold blood. He brought pogrom, took many lives. Even after taking many lives, the Biafrans continue to be there. Our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, followed them to Aburi, Ghana. Reaching Aburi, Ghana, agreement was reached for a regional government. Protect your region, I protect my region, have your military, everybody have their resources, and we contribute to the center to save Nigeria. In all this move, they were all made by an Igbo man. Because they are pursuing the general benefit of everybody. And each time they make that move, it brings death upon them. In fact, the hatred upon us increase. And that is why when I look at P2B today, I shed tears. P2B doesn't know the kind of death. He doesn't know the kind of calamity he's bringing upon the Igbo people. P2B doesn't know the type of danger. Or either he knows, but his greed, his personal ambition will not allow him to see through. Maybe he knows. Because after all, in the just concluded election that brought Tinubu, you saw how his ambition took the life of many Biafrans, made them lose their properties, lose their businesses. Up to today, so many are still suffering from that very election. Did he fight for them? He never did. Did he speak for them? He never did. Nobody did. No compensation, no apology whatsoever. And today he's going on again on a very dangerous mission. Now that the Southwest under Tinubu have succeeded in taking all the positions and taking everything to their side, today is almost a Yoruba government completely. And you want to take it away from them after 4 years? They want to enjoy their 8 years as Nigeria provides. Because it's a country where what matters is where you come from, where you belong. It is my turn and it is your turn. In a country where you are running turn by turn, you want to truncate the turn of the Southwest and you're not seeing what is coming. Even though it is not how it's supposed to be, but that is the system that has been put in place that Nigeria is running under. And I don't know why P2B himself cannot see the danger he's exposing his own people. I don't see why he cannot see it. We are not Nigerians. We will never be Nigerians. And the only way for us to survive, is to be on our own. We have tried several times to save Nigeria. It did not work. How do you think that P2B will be the savior this time around? How can anybody think so? All I tell everybody that cares to listen is to prepare for the worst. Wherever you are, prepare for the worst. The worst is going to happen. Successful nations require a shared sense of purpose. Nigeria is not a nation, let alone being a successful one. And there is no sense of purpose in Nigeria. A shared vision. You don't have a shared vision in Nigeria. The vision of the North is to Islamize Nigeria. The vision of the Southwest is to consolidate on the economy, make sure that everything is under them. And the vision of the Southeast is to create a nation where everybody will grow at their own pace, at their own speed, and strive. There is no shared vision among these three major ethnic groups. And I bet you, with this destructive value system that is occupied everywhere, it is not going to work. This destructive diversity is not going to work. What you're going to continue to see is war. And I bet you it is booming again. And it's going to happen before you know it, it's going to happen. If you are in Nigeria, prepare yourself. I'm not a prophet of doom. But the earlier you prepare yourself and get saved, it is the better. I'm not going to come here to tell you something that will make you happy or something that will make you clap and say, oh, something much more dangerous is ahead. Something much more dangerous is ahead. A shared commitment to common institution is not in Nigeria. Without this element, division becomes easier to exploit. And unfortunately, politicians often find ethnic narrative useful during election season. As we are speaking, their election is at hand. Go and see their campaign. Go and see their line of thought, their speeches. It is about ethnicity. It is about ethnicity. It is not about qualification. It's about ethnicity. Instead of promoting national unity, some political actors mobilize support through ethnic fears and regional grievance. The result is a cycle that repeats itself over and over again. Citizens become divided, trust decreases, suspicion continues to grow. In the era of Tinubu, suspicion between the Yorubas and the Igbos has grown more than ever before. The division has widened more than ever before. And this time, there is no going back. The nation cohesion has weakened more than ever before. And that is why you are seeing what is happening today. The insecurity in the zoological republic today, it is never going to be addressed. Prepare for the worst situation ahead. I will say it the way it is. Prepare. It is scary. It is scary. Even myself that is speaking here, it is scary. When you sit down and look at what is coming ahead, it is scary. But it's unfortunate that some of us are still playing around. You take it for a joke. You think it's business as usual. Some of us are still politicking. Before you know it, it will be too late. Insecurity, perhaps the issue that affects ordinary Nigerians and most directly everybody affected across various regions. Citizens have experienced kidnapping, banditry, terrorism, armed robbery, communal conflict, and violent criminal activities. That is the order of the day in Nigeria today. Many families have suffered unimaginable pain. Many communities have been displaced. Many businesses have been destroyed. Many lives have been lost. The question many people ask, why does insecurity persist despite huge security budget? You can ask again. Why do criminal networks often appear resilient? Today, the criminal network they appear resilient more than ever before. Why do citizens sometimes feel abandoned? Today, kidnapping is no longer something to be afraid of. Kidnapping it no longer makes a headline. Nigerian news see it as ordinary thing. It is no longer a breaking news. Kidnapping is no longer a breaking news in Nigeria. Maybe by the end of this program, we'll go to their news now. You will see how they report kidnappings. It is no longer a breaking news. And you don't ask yourself why. Today, the terrorists are boldly taking over the country completely. Some of the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has spoken about, and so many other people have talked about, is happening today in ABC without missing one. And yet, the politicians are not moved. Nobody is moved to do anything. As people are crying for security today, this is the same security that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu built. You heard him in that speech he made. How the ESN, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu created it, how the ESN put a stop to the move to what you are seeing today. What you are seeing today would have happened during the era of Buhari. They wanted to accomplish it during the time of Buhari, but it wasn't possible because there was a massive confrontation from the ESN. And that was why they went ahead and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And even after kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa came up, was able to rescue things and use the Liberation Army. Also in the defense of the land. The Liberation Army was not to attack anybody, was not to attack the innocent, was not to attack to anybody that is innocent, no matter who you are, no matter your tribe or religion. It was against the terrorists, both those in uniform and off uniform, because it is very clear that the Nigerian government recruited terrorists into their army to use them in the southeastern region. And that very cover was blown. You don't expect us to keep silent and watch them continue to commit their havoc. The Biafrans have to defend themselves. And in the presence of the Liberation Army, directed by Mazi Simon Ekpa, all those attacks was curtailed. They could not be able to operate freely. They could not be able to conduct their operations freely. They couldn't be able to take lives. But what did they do? They created a false flag. Using their politicians, they created another group to continue to create false flag everywhere to damage the image of the Liberation Army. While they were doing that, we were all shouting and talking. This crime is not committed by the Liberation Army. They will take crimes, commit a crime, and they will make a voice over. They will target on the Liberation Army. They will do so many times, they will target on Mazi Simon Ekpa. This was just a false flag to make sure they damage the reputation of Mazi Simon Ekpa for his defense of Biafra land. And many Biafrans fell into that lie and propaganda. The same people that Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was trying to protect, we are in the same Nigeria fighting against them. They used them to create different security groups. They committed several crimes. In a time when we are supposed to defend ourselves, they took the land and handed over to Asare Dokubo and gave Asare Dokubo a license to kill in Biafra land. Asare Dokubo did not hesitate, as a Muslim that he is, engaging in his own jihad. He eliminated many young people in Biafra land, which he himself confessed in. So you wouldn't say we are blackmailing him. He confessed. He confessed and continued to threaten that I will kill you the same way I killed you before. He was boasting on video that what I did for you, I will do it again and again. And this is a licensed killer group by the government to operate in Biafra land. But instead of the Biafran people to rally around the Liberation Army that was in place, they joined the enemy to fight against their own. And today, you have seen what the whole situation has become. The taking over of the entire nation is happening. The taking over of the entire nation is happening. In every region, they are planning to take over the nation. They are planning to take over, they are planning to take over the whole area. They have finished from the north. They are now in Yoruba land. Yoruba land is almost gone. They finished with Oyo. They enter Kwara. Recently, I saw their massive entrance into Ekiti. They are in Ekiti state as we speak. They have invaded Ekiti state as we speak. And they are coming down gradually. And some of us in Biafra land, we are still playing around. Remember, you have destroyed your security. You let your door open for them to come in. And I want to ask you, when they arrive, is it a Bubago that will guide you? Is it a Dakodo that will guide you? Is it AVG that will guide you? Is it Udogachi that will guide you? This vigilante group that I call, every one of you know that were created by the same people who want you dead. And they are working for the enemies. They are not working for the Biafrans, and they're not ready to protect anybody from Biafran land. Their duty is to make sure that they subjugate you and make sure that you bow. And I don't know why it is difficult for some of us to understand. The battle has just begun. This insecurity is not going to stop. Some continue to blame poverty. You know, they will always give their excuse. They blame poverty. They blame unemployment. They blame weak institution. They blame corruption. They blame so many things as the cause of this security. But I bet you, it is much more deeper than what you know. It is much more deeper than what they say and what you know. The insecurity in the Israeli Republic is much more deeper than what you know. It is institutional. It is being sponsored from higher places. They have all the positions, they have all the money, and the country is in their hand. They are in all positions. That is why you cannot stop the insecurity in Nigeria today. The terrorists are in Asorok. They are in the Senate. They are governors. They are in House of Assembly. They are local government chairmen. They are ministers. And there's nothing you can do about it. I'm not the first person to say it. So you wouldn't say I'm making it up. Many people have made this very testimony. Commodore Olowumi said it on national TV. He said it on national TV. Most of the thing I'm saying here, there are people who have made the testimony on national TV. If you don't believe the one that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu revealed, or the one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu revealed, at least believe the one that your fellow Nigerians have spoken on their own national TV. In Nigeria today, you have weak governance. As weak as weak can be. Poor intelligence gathering. Nobody's even getting any intelligent. You see how the terrorists are moving in convoy. I saw a video when they were entering into Ekiti State, they were going in convoy. Today, the terrorists move in broad daylight. They don't move at night, daylight with their bike. Nobody intercept them, nobody interrupt them, nobody. And they operate for how many hours they want to operate and they go back. Nobody is going to go after them. Today in Nigeria, you see economic hardship, right, left, and center. The instability is so much in every area, including political instability. Corruption today has gone to the highest level. You don't even talk about corruption today. The corruption today is being celebrated. What they are doing is borrow as much as you can borrow, share it among yourself, and that is it. They don't give a damn about what you think or what you feel. You can protest from today to tomorrow, nobody cares. They have even bought the youth. They have bought the youth to confuse you. You see some of them coming to stage fake protest. You can imagine one of them that came back from China recently, the one they called the dark man. He came in the night and he was protesting in the night. Somebody who had not joined any national protest, all of a sudden, he's protesting against Tinubu in the night. Who is he protesting to? In the night. Why are you doing a protest in the night? Why is that boy doing a protest in the night? You arrive at the airport at night and you're protesting from the airport at night. Who are you protesting to? Who is watching you? Who is seeing you? What are you up to? What are you hiding? The same person who has refused to participate in any protest that has been held. Every protest that has been held against bad governance, he has never ever protested, him and his group. All of a sudden, you arrive to Nigeria and you are putting up a show in the midnight that didn't last up to 2 hours. And still, some of the idiotic one Nigerians and the idiotic followers still believe that something good is going to come out of there. Nigeria is a very corrupt country, trained by the British. Their corruption was taught them by the British, and they learned very well. They learned very well. Corruption has become the order of the day. Social exclusion and failure in accountability is the only thing you can find in Nigeria today. When these factors combine, insecurity challenge becomes more difficult to solve. Many observers argue that government action and inaction sometimes unintentionally create environments where extremist groups and criminal organizations can recruit followers. But I'm telling you that the government is not doing anything unintentionally. Every action that the government of Nigeria is taking, they are taking it intentionally. Whatever action the government of Nigeria takes, they take that action intentionally. If you are excusing Nigerian government in any action they took, including the recruiting of Boko Haram members into the military, it is an intentional act. Rehabilitation of Boko Haram terrorists is an intentional act. It is not unintentional. They know what they are doing. And they don't know what they are pursuing. And they will continue. They're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. When the community feel neglected, when young people see no opportunity, when justice appears selective, when citizens lose faith in institutions, dangerous actors often exploit those frustrations. Nigerian government should be held responsible for every single thing that is happening in the Zoological Republic today. For every loss of life today in Nigeria, Tinubu must be held accountable. Tinubu and his cohorts. Tinubu cannot deliver anything called governance. He is not accountable to anybody, except the cabal he's working with, the caliphate, that have given him order what to do and what not to do. You can never find transparency in Nigeria. What you are seeing today is a systemic plan that has been put in place, and it's going to continue because security is not achieved through force alone. Security is strengthened when citizens trust institutions. Security improves when justice is fair. Security improves when economic opportunities expand. Security improves when government respond quickly to legitimate concern. And you can never find these things in Nigeria. You cannot. In a country where you can't trust anybody. You can't trust. Trust is the foundation of every successful society. Trust is the foundation of every successful society. Without trust, citizens become suspicious. Without trust, cooperation becomes difficult. Without trust, development slows down. Many Nigerians today express concern about trust. There is no region that trusts the other one. Individuals don't even trust each other, let alone trusting themselves as a region. The government of the zoo have lost trust from its people. There is no trust in political leaders. No trust. Just as they are preparing the election already, you see people lamenting and shouting and crying that the election will be rigged already. Even from primaries, they have already been rigged already. No institution can be trusted. Is it the police? Is it the army? Is it the court? Is it the EFCC? You can't find trust even between communities. No trust. No trust between regions. This erosion of trust represents one of the greatest challenges facing the zoological republic. And this cannot be solved. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Rebuilding trust requires more than just speeches. It requires more. You can see them talking about unity, unity, accept your people. It is more than speech. It requires action. It requires fairness. It requires accountability. It requires visible improvement in the level of ordinary citizens. A nation cannot achieve its full potential when large segments of the population feel unheard. Nigeria is doomed for destruction, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. You can continue to pretend. A nation cannot maximize its resources when division dominates public discourse. A nation cannot prosper when insecurity discourages investment and economic growth. The path forward requires honest conversation, and we have not seen any move towards that direction. The path forward requires reforms, and we have not heard or seen any move towards a genuine reform. The path forward requires leadership that places national interest above personal ambition. Look at what you are seeing today. From P2B to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it's all about their personal ambition. It is not about national interest. None of them has interest in the nation. Because Nigeria is not even a nation, so why would they have interest in such a nation? It's about their personal interest. Because what they are fighting about, or what they're trying to be in charge of, is not a nation. So why would you talk about national interest? Why would anyone think that they were going to protect national interest? It's about their personal interest. The path forward requires institutions that serve all citizens fairly and equally. Where are you going to find such? Where are you going to find institutions that serve all citizens fairly and equally in Nigeria? Look at the condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Kidnapped from Kenya, extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, convicted illegally through a repealed law, transferred to Sokoto, to the heart of the caliphate, to spite the Biafrans. How can that be fair? How can that be fair? And how can that be justice? And so many other cases like that. Whether one supporting Nnamdi Kanu or disagree with him, the broader question being discussed cannot simply be ignored. It is not about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a person. The information that he has left for us, what he has complained about, what he's saying, are they true or not? Do you find any truth in it or not? In 2026, many people are confessing, many apologizing, and say they didn't know. Many people are confessing and apologizing to him, even in his absence. All the things he has complained about, question about justice, question about governance, question about representation, question about security, question about accountability, question about national identity. These are issues that deserve serious attention. And this was the only thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking about. The same thing was what Mazi Nnamdi was fighting against, the questions they were asking. The future of Nigeria will not be determined by slogans alone. We have never seen anybody that is really serious to put things in place. The future of the zoo can only be determined by the willingness of the leaders and citizens to confront difficult realities and work towards practical solutions. One of those practical solutions is disintegration. It is not enough to cry, lament, and complain. Go to social media. The highest complainants you have in the social media are the people from Nigeria. You go to the conventional media. The highest people, what they do there is literally complain. All their journalists, they are just complain. The next minute they enter into jokes. The next one, they turn everything to joke. And they move on. For those of you who didn't know what is coming, I want you to pay attention to this video I'm about to play. Some of you do not know how serious. Some of you, you don't know how serious the situation of Nigeria is. Some of you think it is a joke. It is not a joke. I'm going to play an audio that I want you to listen to. Pay close attention to every information that is coming there. For those of you who think it is business as usual, there is something that is coming that you might not be able to handle. There is something that is coming that you cannot be able to deny. I want you to pay attention to this very voice that is going to come now. This is to call your attention, because these messages have been there for a long time, but many of us are not paying attention. We still think it is noise making. We think it is business as usual. It is not business as usual. And the earlier you understand that, the better for all of us. Let's listen to this very video.
Constitution says that the Constitution of Nigeria is supreme. Read it. Say it is higher than any other law that is made in Nigeria. Abi? Section 38, paragraph 1 of the Constitution of Nigeria guarantees freedom of expression, freedom of belief, freedom of choice. You can decide which religion you want to be under the Nigerian Constitution.
In the Constitution.
Then the same Constitution now has Sharia inside the Constitution. And Sharia says if you dare change your religion from Islam to any other religion, you must die. Sharia says.
Now, did you see why Nigeria will never, ever survive? You see, some of you don't know what is coming. Some of you don't know what is coming. You know, removing Sharia law from the Constitution has been talked about. And this is one thing that these marauders will never accept. The North will never, ever accept. They are ready to buy everybody instead of removing that from the Constitution. This is the Constitution that tells us that you have freedom of religion. Freedom of, you can practice anything you want to. If you want to worship anything, it is up to you. It is a personal decision. That same constitution permitted Sharia law. The same Sharia law that says that you must not practice any other religion except one religion. And if you walk away from their religion, the penalty is death for them. Inside the same constitution that said you are free to practice. You see, when we say the problem of Nigeria is foundational, it is foundational. The best thing to do is to destroy this very foundation and lay a new foundation. Destroy it completely. Everybody go back to whom they are and then start from the beginning. I want you to pay attention to this very audio. Pay close attention. You will understand better.
Says that the constitution of Nigeria is supreme. Read it.
Remember, they say that the constitution of Nigeria is supreme. That is what the constitution said. The constitution of Nigeria is supreme. It is supreme. That means whatever the constitution says is final. And the same constitution that says what is final is talking from both sides of its mouth. The same constitution is the greatest worst omen of that very contraction. The greatest tragedy of Nigeria is their constitution. I want you to listen.
The Nigerian constitution says that the constitution of Nigeria is supreme. Read it. Say it is higher than any other law that is made in Nigeria. Abi? Section 38, paragraph 1 of the Constitution of Nigeria guarantees freedom of expression, freedom of belief, freedom of choice. You can decide which religion you want to be under the Nigerian Constitution. Then the same Constitution now has Sharia inside the Constitution. And Sharia says, if you dare change your religion from Islam to any other religion, you must die. Sharia says, if you practice any other religion apart from Islam, you must die. Both of them are inside the Constitution. So you have two captains inside the same boat. That is what is rocking Nigeria. Because the promoters of the dual ideology don't want to lose it. See,
now you begin to understand. This thing was intentionally done. It was intentionally done to keep an everlasting war in that contraption. It was intentionally done. And remember that countries can never exist with a multicultural system. It doesn't work. For a country to survive, it must have, the people must have the same value system. People of the area must have the same value system for any country to survive. This is a fact that is not debatable. But in Nigeria, they intentionally brought people of different value system and forced them into a constitution that speaks the greatest lie and the confusion that created the most dangerous entity that you can find today. The time bomb that is about to explode was created inside the constitution. That means Nigerian constitution was used to legalize warfare. Because what it means, you are putting those who are practicing that Sharia against those who are not practicing this at war. You are putting them to war. They are fighting each other, to fight each other. The constitution just created a war that will be fought until thy kingdom come. That is what it means. So when we begin to talk about Nigeria not going to survive, some people think we're just saying it out of hate. It is not out of hate. It is a reality. I want you to listen closely to what this man is saying here for you to understand better.
If you dare change your religion from Islam to any other religion, you must die. Sharia says, if you practice any other religion apart from Islam, you must die. Both of them are inside the Constitution. So you have two captains inside the same boat. That is what is rocking Nigeria. Because the promoters of the dual ideology don't want to lose it. See, I'm in the national conference. I sit in the religion committee. I know what is going on. I can't tell you everything that is going on. We are fighting to get Sharia out of the constitution. It is clear that if you touch Sharia, get ready for a bloodbath that you have never seen before.
Did you hear that? That if you dare remove Sharia from the constitution, you will see a bloodbath that you have never seen before. This man is telling you that they went into a meeting trying on how to solve the problem of Nigeria. They discovered that if you make any attempt to remove Sharia from Nigerian law, that you were going to face a bloodbath that you can never imagine. You see how your constitution, the constitution, those who call themselves one Nigerianists, you see how their constitution has laid a foundation for an everlasting war that will never stop. When they say Nigeria is sitting on a cake of gunpowder, this is it. It is their constitution. And today, what are you seeing? What are you seeing today? Listen carefully on this message. It will blow your mind. Let's go.
I know what is going on. I can't tell you everything that is going on. We are fighting to get Sharia out of the constitution. It is clear that if you touch Sharia, get ready for a bloodbath.
Okay.
That you have never seen before. So we have no other option but to petition our God in heaven. That God, you have to intervene. We can't handle this.
But God cannot come from heaven to fight this battle. This is why I disagree with him. We have to pray. But prayer alone will not solve the problem. We need to go to work. And that is why we, the Biafrans, are different from every other region that seems to be interested in solving this problem. Because we, the Biafrans, we don't just complain. Like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not just about exposition. He was not just about complaining. He was about solution. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was about solution. And he was not just talking. He was working tirelessly to provide a solution to save innocent people in that contraption. The same thing Mazi Nnamdi, he was not just talking, he was not just broadcasting, he was not just praying, he was also providing a practical solution and he was working towards it to defend and protect the land and make sure that every region is protected. But what did they do to these men who were providing practical solution? The same people they wanted to protect were used against them. And today, look at what is happening in Nigeria. Is Nigeria of today better than it was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was around? Is Nigeria of today better than it was when Mazi Nnamdi was around? Is the Southeast today better than it was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was around? Is the Southeast better today than when Mazi Nnamdi was around? Get the answer for yourself and be sincere to yourself and be truthful to yourself. And you will understand that prayer alone will not solve this problem. Recently, we saw the one that called himself Engineer Baribe. Engineer Baribe was calling Biafrans to defend themselves and protect themselves. That what is coming is going to be worse than what happened in the Civil War. Engineer Baribe opened his mouth to speak that rubbish. The same man that was in the Senate calling for the head of Mazi Nnamdi because Nnamdi was protecting Biafra land. The same man who spearheaded the kidnap of Mazi, the arrest of Mazi Nnamdi in Finland, simply because Mazi Nnamdi was protecting Biafran people. The same people who joined in the false flag operations, they created many false flags against Mazi to tarnish his image, to give Mazi Nnamdi a bad name in order to take him out. Today, he is crying. Oh, what is coming is going to be worse than what happened in the Civil War. What is coming is going to be worse. But you were there when the people who devoted their life were trying to make the protection and you destroyed them. The people you are calling today, what are they going to protect themselves with? With wood, stick, knife, pump action? Is that what you're going to use to face with people who are coming with GMG, SMG, with automatic machine gun, with AK-47? You have something else coming. Let's continue to listen.
Other option but to petition our God in heaven. That God, you have to intervene. We can't handle this. They are ready to kill to retain Sharia. That's why we need your prayers. Are you following along with me? I'm giving you a prayer request. Please pray that God in heaven will intervene. And that dual ideology inside the Nigerian constitution, it will be dismantled. Because
God have already intervened. The only thing that is the problem is that you human being, you ordinary people refuse to accept the intervention. God have answered the prayer long before you knelt down and provided intervention. God gave you intervention through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You rejected it. God gave you intervention through Mazi Nnamdi. You rejected it. And here are you still calling on God. You want God to send legion of angels from heaven to fall down from sky and protect you. That will never happen. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. The only thing that is going to fall from the sky upon you is the army of the jihad. And when they come, be ready to see your head roll on the floor. This is what is going to happen. Because the solution of the problem has been provided. God has intervened. He has intervened on several occasions. Chukwu Okike have intervened through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not just by speech, not by the word, in actions. He was taking actions to make sure that every individual is saved in that contraption. But you ganged up against him, kidnapped him, illegally sentenced him to life imprisonment. Mazi Nnamdi took over. You ganged up with the Finland authority and you clapped down on him and took him out. And here are you today, still talking about prayers. Prayer that been answered long ago, and you're leaving your own responsibility to Chukwu. Chukwu Okike have so many important things to respond to, not to that particular part of prayer. It is a waste of effort and waste of time.
it is only when we stand on section 38 that we can now build a society that is founded upon liberty, justice, equity, and fairness. Until then, we can't. That's why all this crisis is going on. Boko Haram is killing. Why is Boko Haram killing? They want Sharia. Why do they want Sharia? That is what is in the constitution.
Oh, you didn't hear that? So the demand of the Boko Haram is not even a bad demand, you see. Judging from what is in the constitution, Boko Haram should be granted their desire. You see, there was a message Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching. He said he doesn't even have time for this Boko Haram. He doesn't even accept the idea of this Boko Haram issue, blaming them in everything. Look at this. You put Sharia in your law, in your constitution, and they tell you that they want Sharia. So why is that a problem? Why is it a problem? You put it in your constitution. Why are you not making it a problem? Do you see how your own constitution build a cake or gunpowder and allow you to sit on it to explode at any time? And this is where any genuine human being in that contraption that cares about human life should join us and begin to ask for the disintegration of this zoological republic. Allow the North to have their caliphate, practice their Sharia. Don't stop them. They can't do without it. If you remove it from the constitution, it is going to create problem. It is going to create war. They will not agree. The best thing is to disintegrate it. Let them have their portion of land, their nation, name it anything they want to name it. Practice whatever they want to practice in it. Let other people go their separate ways and be who they want to be. That is the only genuine and the ultimate solution that every human being should be talking about. The case of Nigeria has outgrown restructuring. What are you going to restructure? Just like they are bringing back the Aburi discussion. The purpose of bringing back the Aburi discussion is to see if they can go back to restructuring. Nigeria have outgrown restructuring. Because Even the Janjaweed will not agree on restructuring, because when you restructure, they are going to lose the West. They have already taken over the West. Almost half of the West is gone. They own Kwara. They own Oyo. They are going to Ekiti. Ondo, they are taking. So if you restructure, you are going to pull them out from there. They will not accept. The only thing that can be done is automatic end to all this chaos is to your tent, O Israel. Look at the boundary. The northern Arewa with your caliphate. The Oduduwa people with theirs. The Biafra and Godet. You can still have different religions in different places. Yorubas, we know, have their own Muslims. They can still be there and run the system that they operate. But for as long as you continue to preach your so-called one Nigeria, you are only waiting for the doomsday to come. Is it going to come? Definitely it will, if Nigeria is not broken into pieces. The doomsday will come. Only the faithful, only the lucky ones are going to survive. And at the end of the day, we will still end up in breakup. Just like we talked about restructuring many years ago, many decades ago. Today, you are crying and begging for it. And the time for that has passed. The same way you are going to cry very soon for this integration. And by then, maybe your head is off already. I want you to pay attention to this very video.
Until you remove it, you can solve the problem. Our problem is not corruption. Corruption is the symptom. The real disease is the dual ideology. And only the church can pray it out. But
the church cannot pray it out. That is where I disagree. There is church have no role to do it. Church cannot pray anything out. Enough prayers have been done. If prayers can solve this problem, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu single-handedly will pray Nigeria out of this problem. If prayer alone can solve this problem, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will do the prayer that will save Nigeria. He has prayed more than enough. A genuine prayer from a pure heart and a clean heart. So, prayer cannot solve the problem of the zoo. What will solve it is action. And people have to be ready to take responsibility and take action where necessary.
Right now, the church is praying other prayers. Please pray the right prayer. Now, let me quickly go. Maybe if I take 10 minutes more from Pastor Muiwa, he will forgive me. Because I need to give us the background into what we are seeing now. Very quickly. Mm-hmm. In 1983, OIC held a strategy meeting in London.
Listen to this part. This is a meeting that was held in 1983 by OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries. They held a meeting in London, 1983. Listen to what they discussed in that meeting. Pay attention so that you can be able to understand what is going on, what is going to happen, so that you will know how to prepare yourself. Listen to this very message. A revelation of the meeting that was held in 1983 by OIC in London. Pay attention. Pay close attention. I want you, if you are doing anything, stop whatever you are doing. Pay attention on this part. Whatever you are doing, pay attention on this very message. Like and share it to everyone to get it, for you to know how to prepare yourself on what is coming and what to expect. It is not a joke, just like some of you think. You think you can politically wish it away or pray it out. No, it cannot. Listen.
In 1983, OIC held a strategy meeting in London. And at that meeting, they strategized how to turn the whole of Africa into an Islamic continent. Mm-hmm. The reason of OIC is that Africa is the only continent that has the largest population of Muslims in the world. Therefore, the entire continent should be Islamic.
Okay.
They produced a 322-page document. After that strategy session, 156 pages focused on Nigeria. They identified 7 key nations that must be captured before they can turn Africa into an Islamic continent. The 7 nations are Nigeria, Kenya, Liberia, Malawi, Cote d'Ivoire, South Africa, and Democratic Republic of Congo. OIC says these 7 nations must primarily be Islamized. And of these 7 nations, Nigeria is number 1. Once they Islamize Nigeria, then there is no problem with Islamizing Kenya. So when you hear of terrorist attack in Kenya, that they attack the mall in Kenya, it is not isolated from what Boko Haram is doing in Nigeria. It's the same. Get the connection. After they did that, OIC now zoned Nigeria. Now this is interesting. Our current geopolitical zone structure, South-South, Southeast, Northeast, Northwest, North Central, you know it was not designed by any Nigerian government. I hope you know
hear
that.
that?
Or you don't know?
Did you hear that? That the zoning of Nigeria was not made by Nigerian government or their constitution. That zoning was made by OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries. So some of you that identify yourself as Niger Delta, so many of you that identify yourself with their so-called five Southeast zone, each time you identify yourself with those zonal structure, you are destroying yourself. What you have in Nigeria is 3 regions. You have the northern region, you have the southwestern region, and you have the eastern region. Only 3 regions is what you have in Nigeria. The zone you are seeing today is the orchestration of those that want to take over the entire nation gradually. So many of you have not heard this before. These are information that are in the public. But sometimes we don't take time to pay attention to them. Sometimes we don't pay attention to where. These zones you see in the contraption today was not put in place through the constitution or by Nigerians itself. It was a format that was introduced by OIC. Remember, Babangida registered Nigeria in that OIC. So Babangida that took Nigeria to OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries. And that was where they created that region and then introduced it into Nigeria. I want you to pay attention for you to understand when we say the only thing that can save the zoo is the destruction of that foundation and starting all over. Some of you think it's a joke. You can continue to call it a joke. You can continue to dream of your so-called better Nigeria tomorrow. But you're going to wake up to a surprise one day and find out that it is too late.
Kenya, that they attack the mall in Kenya, it is not isolated from what Boko Haram is doing in Nigeria. It's the same. Get the connection. After they did that, OIC now zoned Nigeria. Now this is interesting. Our current geopolitical zone structure, South-South, Southeast, Northeast, Northwest, North Central, you know it was not designed by any Nigerian government. I hope you know that. Or you don't know? I hope you know that there is no Nigerian law backing it. I hope you are aware that it was not passed by any constituent assembly or by any constitutional sitting or by any national referendum.
Or where?
It was designed by OIC in 1983. OIC broke Nigeria into 6 zones. Not to unite us as a people, not to develop us as a nation, but to break us into little groups for the purpose of Islamization. They have taken the Northwest.
Are you hearing that?
They have placed a stamp of Islam on it, Sharia. They have taken the Northeast. They have placed the stamp of Islam on it, Sharia. They are battling furiously for the North Central, while the train at the same time has transformed into a political machinery and has moved into the southwest. So the next battleground from 2015 is the southwest.
And the battle is already going on. You see, this message was delivered far, far back. This message was delivered before now. And you hear that man said there that the next battle is southwest. You ask yourself, where is the battle today? Where is the battle in Nigeria today? Is it not southwest? Where is the battle taking place today? Is it not southwest? Is it not in the southwest that the battle is taking place today? Go to Nigerian news. Before we finish, I will still go back to news and we'll check the update they have in their news. It is Kwara. Kwara is completely taken over. Even in this election now, a Fulani man is trying to take over as a governor. Oyo is bleeding. Mass kidnapping in Oyo. Children abduction. Men and women in captivity. They have entered Ekiti. Ogun State is not safe. You heard what that man said, that from 2015 onwards, that the next battleground is the southwest. And where are you seeing the battle today? You see how long it takes them to come up. You see how long, if nothing is done, even southeast they are going to enter. If we do not wake up and do what we are supposed to do, even southeast they will enter. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching more than 10 years ago, more than a decade ago, nobody believed that it would get to this level. People called him ethnic bigot, called him troublemaker, called him warmonger, they called him prophet of doom. Today, every single thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said a decade ago is happening just the same way he said it. The same way he spoke about the invasion of Yoruba land, the taking over Yoruba land. He talked about it. He called it names. He talked about Oyo State. He talked about Undo. He talked about Kwara State being taken over completely. It is happening today before your own very eyes. Just exactly the way he said it. Just the way he said it and explained it. And somehow, people still believe that Nigeria is redeemable. Every new government makes it worse. And I tell you, if we don't do nothing, they are going to get to our land. It will get to Biafra land. Recently, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? A private jet landed in Second Niger Bridge. A private jet landed in Second Niger Bridge. Nobody knows what they delivered. Let me see if I can find the video. A private jet landed in Second Niger Bridge. The same way we have been seeing helicopter landing in the forest in the north. The same way we're seeing helicopter landing in deep forest. They have started entering our land. And people saw the video and they covered it. This happened a few days ago. A private jet landed in Second Niger Bridge, where they have airport. They have a landing airport in Anambra. They have one in Asaba. And yet, a private jet decided to land in Second Niger Bridge that is being built newly. And
I'ma see private jet train land for Second Niger Bridge.
Second Niger Bridge.
Ibuzo. He missed track. No land for Second Niger Bridge. I'm a little bit watching. I'm a Second Niger Bridge na plane though. I'm a little bit watching. He missed track.
Are you seeing that? A private jet on Second Niger Bridge.
Oh, wow.
This is not airport. Second Niger Bridge. Not because they did emergency landing. but because they had a port, nothing happens. There is an airport very close to that place, but they closed it. You see, when this plan testing comes,
Wow. So definitely small thing, oh, small thing. I just is it where the time
I know they will see about the video.
Anambra should prepare for what is coming. Anambra should prepare for what is coming. This is the way we have been seeing helicopters landing in the forest, landing here and there, picking up resources, dropping ammunitions. And when they test ground like this, when they are testing ground like this, you should know what to expect. When you see them continue to test ground like this, you should be very careful. I don't know why this jet should land on private jet should land on Second Niger Bridge. If it's an emergency landing, there is Asaba Airport very close to that place, very close. It's not far. There's Asaba Airport that he's supposed to even arrive before getting to here. Even Anambra State have an airport also. Why did they choose to land in Second Niger Bridge, and what did they bring here? What is that thing that they brought here that cannot be brought through land? That cannot pass through land? What is that thing that they took away from here? Either they brought something or they took away something that cannot be taken away through land, or they brought through land. But they use a private jet. You see, Nigeria is full of mystery. And it is worse that now the person you have as an Anambra State governor is a Fulani man. Seibo is completely a Fulani man. And there's nothing you can tell me about that. Seibo is completely and absolutely a Fulani man. The only thing that can convince me that Seibo is not a Fulani man is a DNA test. If a DNA test reveals that Seibo has no Fulani blood in him, only then and then I'll begin to reconsider. I'll begin to think of maybe he was injected, or maybe something happened somehow in his brain. But as for now, the governor I can be able to testify to be a Fulani man is this Seibo, followed by Hobo Zerema. And for this to be happening in a state where Seibo is in charge, go to their media now. They're not going to give you detail of what transpired. The media will help them to cover up the nonsense. They might just tell you one story or the other. But the question you should be asking, what is that thing they are testing here that cannot be tested in a normal airport? What is that thing that they deliver or that they took from here that cannot be done in a normal airport? What is that? What are they testing? What are they testing in Second Niger Bridge? Second Niger Bridge, a gateway to Biafra land. A gateway to Biafra. What is that thing they are testing? If you are not worried, begin to think. Get worried and prepare yourself. A lot of things are happening, and more is going to happen. If you go to their media, you might see this news, you might not see it. And when they present it, they are going to present it in a different way. They are going to present it in a way that will make you believe that all is well. But I bet you, if you are in the Zoological Republic and you believe that all is well, you might as well believe that the chicken have a tooth. Because the Zoological Republic, the only mission they have is to destroy you and I, to make sure that we don't have a life, to make sure that we don't see the light of the day. And we will continue to expose them. We will continue to expose their atrocities at any given point in time. In any way we can, we will never be silent. The evil that they have brought upon the people must be exposed at every point in time. Now, I think we have to go to their media. Let's have a short break, then we go to the media, and then we present what they have in the media. Normally, you will see their insecurity news. More especially, it's because of those insecurity, we go there for you to know what is happening. Most of us here have our families back home. To get those reports, we have to go back to the report of their news and see the ones they have brought. Compare it to what we see on the social media, and then we can be able to make something out of it. So let's take a quick break and we go there.
Follow for God now. Them say Tinubu don't follow for God now. Tinubu don't follow for God now. He want to take it, that's the chop of our head. Senate house fall and the criminals, concrete military fall and the terrorists. Injustice on motor shop forget love for inside God. Changaro Republic at the government. Abubakar Malami don't fall for God now. Him and EFCC put leg for shit. Them say Sheikh Kukumi don't fall for God now. Because Donald Trump don't come to Machamo. He go matching Boko boys, matching terrorists. As the government knows the way for kidnapping to stop. I make it don't fall for God now. They make it Nigerians see one die for suffer.
Thank you. Welcome back. Now let's go to their news media and see the informations they have in their media before we round up the program. So let's go to the media and see what we can find in the media. While we prepare to go to the media, wherever you are in Biafra land, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Gabiam to get yourself prepared, because a lot is happening and more is going to happen in the near future. Don't take anything for granted. If you see something, say something. More importantly, protect yourself, protect your family. Don't you ever think that anybody is going to come to save you. Don't think that anybody is going to save you. It is you that will save yourself. The protection and defense you give yourself today is what matters. Begin to think of how to protect yourself and your family. Self-defense is your right. Don't allow anybody to tell you otherwise. Self-defense is your right. And you must defend yourself. Most importantly, at this point in time, nobody is ready to defend you. You must defend yourself. So let's go to their news. This one says, Nigerian man jailed in US for using stolen identity documents to secure job. That is it. That is what Nigeria breeds. Stolen identity. Why wouldn't you use stolen identity when their president is using a fake document? The government is using, the president of Nigeria today is using fake identity to run them. Buhari have done it successfully today. Tinubu is also doing it. So why wouldn't their citizens buy into the same idea? But it becomes wrong when you go and try it in another country, they catch you, you are gone for it. Gunmen abduct Osun Local Government Council Vice Chairman amid rising attack violence. This one, Osun State, Osun State Vice Chairman kidnapped in Osun State. Yoruba land is finished. EFCC again arraigned Blessed CEO afresh, alleged 13 million fraud in Lagos. This one, Yoruba Union condemned Tinubu for prioritizing politicians' families over average Nigerians. You can only talk all these minor things you talk just to make people feel as if you are talking. When you are ready for action, we will know. When you are ready for action, we will know. I know you are not ready now. Until when you are ready, we will know. You will know when you are ready, because I know you are not ready now. So wherever you are, you must start doing what is needful. 2 bandits shot dead in Abuja as police rescue 5 abducted victims. House of Rep to vote on state police establishment in Nigeria Thursday a major amendment bill. Dozens of terrorists invade Kogi government school in kidnap attempt. You can imagine. Dozens of terrorists invade Kogi government school in kidnap attempt. Adamawa governor Fitri orders appointees who are non-APC members to resign. Odinkalo tackle Ojikalo for running hostile Senate. Bandits scare forces, teachers, pupils in Suleja for flee school, short tail further notice. Hold on, just let's go on. Let's go ahead. Senatorial aspirant petition EFCC accuses Peter Obi, MBC party screening committee of fraudulent act. Sorry for that obstruction. Give me some minutes. I'll be back. Just a minute.
That there is no more Buhari. People are now beginning to realize it. What I find astonishing are people that they claim are stakeholders in the zoo, those who should know better, those who should be, should I say, lead this very campaign to uncover the truth. They're all running away, they're all hiding. Do you know why they're hiding? Because the people talking about a late dead Buhari are those that oil and gas comes from their region. And they all think that they need oil and gas to survive. That is why they're all quiet. If not that Dino Malaya came out a few days ago, of course Obasanjo said it, even Aisha Buhari said it, but the husband is dead. They all pretended as if they didn't know. And we know that Buhari is dead. And when that very issue erupts the way and manner it would, later on in the coming weeks and months, the zoo cannot contain the fallout. That is number one. Number two is that everybody keeps talking about there seems to be no government, there is no direction because Buhari is not there. That is why you have no direction. That is why the country seems to be drifting. That is why there is no sense of purpose, no cohesion, because there is no Buhari. So what you have are competing interests and ideas from the Fulani cabal that is ruling the zoo, ruling all of you. You know that little boy is not Buhari, everybody knows that. How many Buharis are you going to have before you begin to reason and begin to think? When I said it, they said it was conspiracy theory, and I said with time, today people are coming out to confirm what we have always known. What we have always known, that Buhari is dead. That is why you have what is called a drift in the government. That is why there is no clear focus, there is no clear-cut direction, not at all. If not that I talked about Aisha Buhari in my last broadcast, I wouldn't have brought her out today to speak. And she only issued a statement. Nobody saw her. She's in Dubai having fun with her boyfriend, your first lady. And I asked them, In whose reign or regime in Nigeria or anywhere else in the world do you have a first lady missing in office? Only in Nigeria. But you as a Nigerian cannot ask any questions because of the way you reason. The problem you have as a Nigerian is in your brain. The way you reason is flawed. Ask yourself this question. If this woman's husband is alive, what is she doing in Dubai? And with who in Dubai? Simple question. But you can't ask yourself that question because you're a Nigerian. Sometimes you don't reason very well. It is not meant to be an insult. I'm just telling you the fact of life. Buhari is no longer alive. The various Fulani groups within, some are sponsoring terrorists from all over the place to come to your land to kill you. And you want to be in the same country with the same people that imported terrorists to come to kill you. I don't understand it. You see, I am struggling to understand how some of you reason. They call themselves your patrons. They say that you are Nigerians. Is that correct? Why would a fellow Nigerian go outside to the Sahel to pay people to come to kill you? They are fellow Nigerian. And after killing you, they say that those murderers and killers are now entitled to live in your forests and in your farmlands. Are all of you okay at all? Because I am struggling to understand how you people reason. The reason why I'm saying this is this. The gullible ones amongst you are the ones they are deceiving. They are deceiving all of you. And for some perverse reason, you tend to fall for it. But we have not fallen for it. And wonders shall never end. You saw the little boy that they were giving, they said they're giving him COVID-19 vaccine. And I ask you in all honesty, there are pastors and truth tellers and men of God, I believe, in Nigeria. Look at the hand of that boy. You've seen the pictures and the videos everywhere. Is that the hand of an 80-year-old man? How can all of a sudden Osibajo is now older than Buhari? Look at the videos and look at the pictures. At this point, I begin to ask some of you, are you sure that your brain is working? Your brain cells is working? People say, oh, it is a conspiracy theory. All these things that you're saying about these people, and I'm saying to them, have you not seen the picture of Osibajo taking the so-called vaccine or malaria injection? I don't know. Look at the man they claim is Buhari. Look at his hand. Is that the hand of an 80-year-old man? Is Buhari richer than Bill Gates? Is Buhari richer than George Soros? George Soros is richer than the whole of Nigeria. Bill Gates, the same thing. So if it is money that caused this very old dying man to now turn into a 35-year-old man, how come Bill Gates cannot do it? Or George Soros? Or even Queen Elizabeth for that matter? If they claim that the treatment that Buhari received that made him look this young was administered in London, the Queen is the Queen of England, the Queen of United Kingdom. Why wouldn't she go through the same treatment? Why not? Why wouldn't Prince Philip go through the same treatment and become young again? That is how Nigerians and black people reason that give me cause for concern. If we continue this way, we can never ever build nor have any viable society, all of us together. And that is why it is very, very critical and very, very important that we do that which is right before God and man. And stop these people from deceiving us. You are every head of state that took a vaccine all over the world. After taking the vaccine, they addressed their people. They spoke to the nation. Why is it that this one wearing an oversized face mask, of course on top of Buhari, hyper-reality face mask, could not utter a word? Can't you ask yourself that question? He came to take his vaccine. Go and look at other heads of state. They take their own vaccine in public and they speak. This one is like a mannequin. He comes out, you wheel him out, and they do something and he goes back in again. That tells you that Buhari is no longer alive. Buhari is in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. He's dead. And that is why they're in a hurry. That is why this governor can say, I will not listen to Asorok. That governor will say, let's bring in more bandits, let's settle them. That is why the government is disjointed and dysfunctional. Nobody's in charge. Obasanjo knows that nobody's in charge. I think he said that he may not agree that it's a Buhari double, but that the Buhari now in Asarok is not the one he used to know. How else do you want him to put it? He's been very prominent. He wants Nigeria to survive so that him and his friends can continue to enjoy oil money. That's all. Oil money. That's nothing more, nothing less. Just oil money. Just oil money. So they can continue to enjoy oil money flowing from Biafra land. That's all. Not that they love you. Not that they love one Nigeria. Of course not, they don't. Nobody does. These are the things that you ought to know, and that's what we're telling you this very day. The time now is 7 minutes to the top of the hour, regardless of where you are all over the world. That tells you that we are live and we are direct, and this very gospel is coming to you so that you may change. You may have a change of heart. You may have a change of way of reasoning. Where is your first lady, Aisha Buhari? Where is she? She is not in the country. For how many months now? For how many months, I ask of you? You claim you're a human being. When a white person is racist towards us, we start complaining. We don't like racism. But when they see the way we reason, they cannot help but be racist towards us. Can you believe that you have a country like the USA and Biden's wife decides to disappear for 2, 3, 4 months? You think Americans will keep quiet? You think that in a time of national crisis, of COVID-19 pandemic and the ceaseless and endemic insecurity, you cannot even hear from somebody you claim is your president? And this was a man that when Youth Corpus visited him sometime in 2016, or was it in 2015, in his house in Katsina, he spoke against me, IPOB, and Biafra agitation. Without prompting, you think such a man will keep quiet in the face of what is going on right now? They all know. Wole Soyinka is a liar. They all know that Buhari is dead. Obasanjo is a liar. They know he's dead. Ojo Zokala and all the rest of them, they're all liars and deceivers. They know the idiot is dead. But all of you will keep deceiving yourselves, and that is why the Fulanis are killing you every blessed day. And when you rise up to fight against them, they become headers. When they attack you, they're headsmen. When you retaliate, they become headers. We don't want them in our land. The death of Buhari and the relentless drive of the Janjaweed to conquer everybody else will make Nigeria a worse place than Somalia. And it's written. None of you can stop it. It doesn't matter how much you dialogue. It doesn't matter what you do. God have marked out Nigeria for destruction for what they did to his children. And all of you witness it. So that at the end of this very process, when Biafra comes, you give praise to God and to God alone and not to man. That's why we are here. To let you understand that the coming of Biafra is God's design, not that of man.
So thank you for waiting. I am back again. Sorry for that obstruction. I had some issues to attend to, so I got to rush and attend to it as quick as possible and back. So let's continue on our this thing before. We are still going to go back to that video and complete that very message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are going to go back to it, but let us finish this news review. Then after them, we'll go back to the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to complete that very message. It's very loaded and it's very, very, very important at this particular point in time. So it is important we pay attention to that very. So let's continue the review. Senatorial aspirant petition EFCC accuses P2B NDC party. This is their political whatever. I'm not interested in that. Fire outbreak at National Assembly. Senate wings causes panic, disrupt NDDC nominee screening. Fire outbreak in National Assembly. You know, they're up to something. Whenever they're up to some evil agenda, you know, they begin to show so many kinds of things. Oyo Police Command dismisses claim of Lakaruwa terrorist infiltration. Ogbomosho town. Infiltration of Ogbomosho town. This is how they deny. Initially, they will always deny. But before you know it, it will become a reality. Look at them. Oyo Police Command dismiss claim of Lakaruwa terrorists infiltrating Ogbomosho town. They will deny. But wait, maybe within a few days now, you will hear the action. They will take action there. Then people will confirm it. This one says 12 persons feared killed as bandit attack community in Niger State. Burn homes, rustle cattle. That is it. This one is Niger State. This is the kind of news you see in Nigeria. That's it. June 12th, national shutdown. Joint Action Front, Falana, others mobilized Nigerians for protest against insecurity under Tinubu. Nonsense. They will never do this. Very unserious people. Very, very unserious people. This one APC rubbish. Nonsense. NNPC has no reputation. Its house of thieves. Shomole demands arrest of Kiare over alleged multi-trillion naira fraud. You can't arrest him. He's a Fulani man. Kiare, a Fulani man. How dare you call for his arrest? How can you arrest him? All of you are fraud. Even this Oshomole that is talking is a criminal. Even this Oshomole. I saw the video where he was ranting and talking rubbish. They are all part of this very criminality. Oshomole himself is a criminal. Look at him. Somebody stole trillions. Where they are borrowing money, though. They are borrowing money. Kiare is a Fulani man, though. A Fulani man. And that's what he can do. They called him for Senate inquiry. He didn't come. He sent the delegate. He did not appear. He sent the delegate. Who are there to invite him? Who are you to invite a Fulani man for interrogation? Who are you to invite a Fulani man? They refuse to come. That is it. That is zoo for you. This one, ex-NNPC boss. Look at the man, Kiare, challenges Senate over arrest warrant. 210 trillion probe, science medical trip abroad. See the Fulani man. See the idiot wasting money at all. Look at him. Look at the idiot wasting 210 trillion. 210 trillion. We are not talking about million. We are not talking about billion. We are talking about trillion. 210 trillion. See the idiot, see the Fulani man. Instead of trying to enter Senate, he said he went to medical trip abroad. He ran to Germany for medical trip. He went to Germany to treat his idiocy. A man that stole 210 trillion. He couldn't come and answer the Senate. He's in Germany for treatment. These are the idiots that are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Look at them. These are the people you want to have the same country with. Look at the idiots. Look at the man you're looking at. Look at the idiot. Look at the idiot. Unqualified human being. Go and check his certificate now and look at where he studied and his qualification, how he managed to pass out and go to the stage. An idiot who had to steal 210 trillion. The money that his generation unborn cannot finish. They called him, he didn't appear. Instead, he went and began to call. He went to where for treatment. He went to Germany. Nonsense. Which one is this one? Video. Osun Governor Adeleke escaped injury as surge collapses during campaign rally ahead of road. You'll never see anything. It never begin collapse. God will catch all of them. Osun Governor Adeleke escaped injury as stage collapsed during campaign rally ahead of polls. They do campaign rally. Your stage collapse. You never see anything. Alleged 2 billion fraud. EFCC tells court how ex-minister Sirika rented Ethiopian airline plane for 3 days show. Nigeria, nothing to do with this man go rent airline. When they were talking about Nigeria Airways, they say Nigeria has opened an airway. Fulani don't care. Fulani in their own fraud. They are not the kind of people they want to do the one that you not understand. Fulani don't care. When they want to defraud, they can do anything, and they don't apologize. They don't apologize for doing it. They can take any step, do anything, and carry out the mission they want to carry. They don't care what you feel, how you think, or what you think. That's none of their business. Remember when this case came out, when this man rented a plane, went and put in the flag of Nigeria, put in the paint of Nigeria, and said that they got Nigerian Airways and all that. You didn't see it fly one day. And they use it and embezzle millions. Look at it. They say they 2 billion fraud. This one is billion, only 2 billion. It's one small. Gambari Jegan, others, prominent Nigerians warn of democratic security crisis under Tinubu demand urgent reform. Nonsense. These are the people who plotted and removed Jonathan now. All of them are part of this Islamization. Look at them. Look at them. They are all part of it. Jega, look at the idiot. The former INEC chairman, Jega. All these people, they are part of the Islamization agenda, including this idiot you are watching here. When you see them talk, you think they care about you. They don't care about you. That's that news. Nigerian agency NCAA ground aircrafts which landed on Asaba Ugwashuku Expressway. You can imagine. Nigerian agency NCAA grounds aircraft which landed on Asaba Ugwashuku Expressway. Let's go and hear what they will talk. You know, Nigeria, they will always change the news. That's the video I showed you where the aircraft landed. Let us see what they are saying. They will change the news now. They will make it look more polished. But investigators are already bringing information, and we are here. We're here now. We're here. They follow investigations. We're here. The main investigation will come. Nigerian agency NCAA grounds aircraft which landed on Asaba Ugwashuku Expressway instead of airport. Make we see now when they go tell us the excuse we make and go land for second Niger Bridge instead of airport. Look at it. You know, we land for airport. Let's see if they will reveal what they came there to do. But they will not tell you. They could change the story. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has taken disciplinary action against a private aircraft which landed on Asaba Ugwashuku Expressway in Delta State on Wednesday instead of the Asaba International Airport. It later took off again from the road without regulatory clearance, prompting swift sanction from Aviation Authority. Sahara reporters gathered that the incident occurred when the aircraft, while attempting to land at the Asaba International Airport, conducted a missed approach and landing on concrete. Conducted a missed approach and ended up landing on a concrete section of the Asaba Ugwashuku Expressway that is still under construction. These people, you see how they're narrating the story. That was a mistake. That he couldn't land at the airport. You made a mistake and you landed safely. I can't understand these people. Not because he had a fault, though. Not because of anything. He didn't have a fault. It wasn't an emergency landing, though. The unusual incident attracted widespread attention from residents and road users who witnessed the aircraft touch down on the ground, touchdown on the roadway rather than the designated airport runway. Reacting to this incident, the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyami, confirmed that the aircraft landed on the road on the Ugwashuku area near Asaba, and later departed the location without obtaining the necessary regulatory approval. You see, the story don't end like that. The story don't end like that. No explanation. He landed and he took off, and you say now you granted them. You see their report, and you will not hear this news again. You will not hear it. That jet will still be flying. It will still be doing this illegal operation and movement, and nothing will happen. They have tested the ground. In a statement, Keyami said, "I have received report of the private aircraft that conducted a missed approach of approximate 7:43 a.m. local time this morning, whilst attempting to land at the Asaba airport, ended up landing on." Just imagine, you were trying to land at Asaba airport, you missed Asaba airport, and you went and landed on the major road. Shut up! I'm not going to read this. I'm not going to read this. No, I'm not going to fall for this nonsense. As days goes by, we know there are investigators who will go deep down and dig out what happened. We know. Very soon we'll know what they supplied or what they came to take there. Whatever they are testing, we will know. Kaduna musician Dangata arrested over alleged campaign against APC support for southern communities. Hausa community protests in Ibadan over kidnap, profiling, condemn Oyo school abduction. I never see anything. Some governorship aspirants spent up to 30 billion to win party primaries, EFCC chairman or locations. Yeah. You know that. What did you do? You lament. Why the citizens are lamenting? EFCC is lamenting. Everybody is lamenting. Then who is going to take action? Who is going to take action when everybody is lamenting? Look at it. That is the aircraft that landed. I've played the video before. This is the aircraft that landed where innocent people are moving. He missed the line. The airport is close to that very place. So he left the airport and landed on the street. We will definitely know what we supply. Whatever you supplied here, we will know. In a very short while, we will know whatever you supplied. What they brought here was supplied, we will find out. More people. He landed and he took off. Don't worry, we'll find out. How Senator Dixon, NDC leadership, compelled candidates to sign controversial affidavits, threatened to replace winners. Peter Obi not doing NDC any favor and more qualified to contest Nigerian presidency. Senator Dixon warned obedient supporters. I never see anything. Iran declares Strait of Hormuz closed as US launch fresh strike. We are still on that problem. Xenophobic attack. First batch of 262 Nigerians leave South Africa, expected in Lagos. Kwara 6 military deployment after bandit reportedly dropped handwritten notes. That is the boldest. The bandits don't send letter to Kwara, say that they come. And they go come. It is not that they send letter and they will definitely come. Look at how they do it. Igbowo, afraid. Igbowo or what? Igbowo and army, get ready for us. Now, bandits come. They send letter and they are coming. Bandits send letter to Kwara State. They say they are coming. Look at their letter. Handwritten letter. They send letter. They are coming. Igbowo, afraid, get ready for us. Now, bandit come. And they go come. They will definitely come and nothing will happen. They will come. Nonsense. Nonsense. That's the airline they are still, what are they still writing now? Plane takes off from concrete road after missing destination in Delta State. They missed destination. They missed destination. In case you miss it, you miss destination. Which destination you meet? Never begin miss destination. Ogun Police Command foils kidnapping of Chinese national, arrest 2 suspects. Yoruba land rain this time around. Senator Dixon admit NDC primaries were marred by irregularities as aggrieved aspirants to reconcile. Constitutional Amendment Bill seeks creation of 12 seats in Senate, 37 in Rep, 108 in state exclusively for women. Mad people. Breaking. 268 Nigerians evacuated from South Africa over xenophobic attack arrived in Lagos. Welcome. 3 Indian crew members killed after US air strike on tanker near Strait of Hormuz. Five Mexican police officers killed in ambush by gunmen hours to World Cup opening. So that's all we have. That's all we have for this broadcast, and hopefully we are going to be checking again. If there is any other updates, we will not equally hesitate to bring it up. This one is Aisha. What is Aisha saying? Aisha Yusuf, blast NDC leader, Senator Dixon, you have made party about yourself not winning. So none of them is genuine. All these mad people they don't care about this, about themselves. They want to win, they want to make themselves relevant, but they don't care about you, they don't care about me. Always remember that. So before we go, finally, I will also go back to the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are going to listen to that message in full. If you have missed it, please pay attention, listen to it. It's very important. I appreciate everyone that have joined us in this very program. It is go back and watch this program from the beginning for you to understand it properly. As we conclude today's discussion, let me leave you with this question. Can Nigeria build a stronger sense of national identity while respecting its diversity? Give an answer on the comment section. Can institution earn greater public trust in Nigeria? What do you think? Can insecurity be reduced through better governance and accountability? Give us your answer. Can political leaders move beyond ethnic calculations and focus on national development? Can citizens unite around shared value despite their differences? What do you think? Give an answer to these questions, because these questions, for we the Biafrans, we already have our answers. But for the sake of those who want to chip in their own contribution, I want you to give a genuine answer to these questions I just asked. These are questions that every Nigerian must consider. Thank you for listening. If you found this discussion valuable, please like and share, subscribe, and join the conversation in the comment section. Tell us your thoughts. What do you believe is the biggest obstacle to Nigeria progress? What do you believe is the biggest obstacle? Let your voice be heard. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep the conversation alive. For we the Biafrans, always remember, the only roadmap we have is Biafra, and there is no other one. All we believe and trust in is Biafra. Disintegration of the contraption for every region to defend and protect themselves. There is no other solution except that. With this, we end the program while we allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to give us his message as we go. Thank you so much for listening. Let's hear our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Not anybody else's, but at the time has come. We must stand very tall, very strong, and very resolute. I'm sure all of you have heard what Dino Malaya said. You have heard about that the president is in transition or transmission. It is in transition because his body is in Saudi Arabia. He's not buried in Daura, not yet. His body is there. And that's why Aisha is upset with them. Aisha packed her things and went to UAE to live there because she told them, bring back the body of my husband, give him a befitting burial. They said no. They want to use the name of Buhari to conquer the rest of Nigeria. That's what they have done. But they have failed, and failed very, very woefully at that. And that is why this very truth must continue to be preached. If you have not seen it, go to my page. I think it is there. What Dino Malaya said. But I want to play what a particular man said. And then I want to showcase the foolishness of your average Nigerian. The foolishness of Bishop Coker. I want to let the world understand how foolish a Nigerian is. Not from me. But I want all of everybody to listen to this very, very carefully, please. And tell me if Nigerians are not stupid. Listen.
We have a confession that the media has not given appropriate attention.
Yes, what is that?
Kawu Baraje Alhaji
Kawu Baraje
was a leading chieftain of the APC.
Yes.
And he has confessed that they imported the foreign mercenaries who have become bandits.
APC imported foreign mercenaries. Baraje said it. Confessed.
What more evidence?
What evidence do you need?
He has confessed that they imported them for the elections.
Yes.
This is public. Why is the media not following up?
Because Nigeria is corrupt.
Why are we not asking for accountability?
They can't act because Nigerians are not intelligent.
So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria.
It was an interview granted by a so-called stakeholder in Nigeria. APC, the government, people are joining APC. I don't want to speak against the Holy Spirit. At this point, I begin to say to God, there is no way a black man can be equal to a white man. It's impossible. You are aware. I don't know how to show it. This is the Mazi Nnamdi reporters. I think I'll put it on my page after this. If you go to my page, you'll see it. The man spoke very brilliantly. Nobody has come to counter him. Baraje is alive. He opened his mouth and said, a part of APC said, we are the ones that brought them from the Sahel to come and kill you. They are fellow Nigerians. And after this, you say, I'm a Nigerian. That is why I say that anybody, if once you say you're a Nigerian, you're sick in the brain. I never have regard for you as a human being, because that means you cannot reason. I will play this once again, uninterrupted, so you can hear him very, very well. And I'll start by asking him, I'm not going to ask him what he said. Who is responsible for the insecurity in Nigeria? Who is to blame? Listen.
We have a confession that the media has not given appropriate attention.
Yes. Go ahead. What is that?
Kawu Baraje Alhaji
Alhaji Kawu Baraje
was a leading chieftain of the APC.
Chieftain of APC. He has confessed. Baraje.
The foreign mercenaries who have become bandits. He has confessed. How much more evidence do you need? He has confessed that they imported them for the elections. This is public. Why is the media not following up? Why are we not asking for accountability? So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Onobo. I said it.
Martin Onobo.
APC is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence. Good. I just gave you confession of Kawu Baraje.
Kawu Baraje, his confession is number one. Evidence. Number two, evidence.
Miyetti Allah made a public statement that if you want peace in your state, don't call any meeting. Provide land for Fulanis in your state.
Ultimatum from visitors.
Miyetti Allah.
From terrorists.
Miyetti Allah is a collaborator with the ruling party.
Miyetti Allah.
We had a report that the ruling party funded Miyetti Allah to the tune of 100 billion.
You say that?
I wasn't there when the payment was made, but that's in the public domain.
One Nigeria.
An official report that the government of Nigeria was going to establish a radio station.
Radio station for Miyetti Allah, a terrorist group.
In collaboration with Miyetti Allah. We have Fufude, the Fulani tribal dialect, will be the language of communication.
Do you understand it? Now, they were saying this is for Fulani people, sorry, for Hausa people. You know, all these years when they were conquering you, Hausa, they said Hausa, Fulani, we are Hausa, Fulani. But now they feel they have taken you over. Now they feel that they are at the cross of their conquest of Nigeria. They are now floating a radio station, no longer in Hausa language, but in their native Fulani language, Fufude. What does that tell you? As an average Nigerian, I wonder when, maybe there's something in the cow. You know, they have sex with cows and after that they sell it to us and we eat. Maybe that is when they succeed in hypnotizing us. The interviewer was asking for evidence. Let me now give you the evidence. It was us that translated this very evidence. Now it's all over the place. It's gone viral. Now let us hear from the mouth of the Fulani terrorist that the APC brought into Nigeria. Let us hear from them.
Idan ba gwamnati ta daure man wanda yake cikin daji ya ta'addanci ba Allah ubangiji ya tsine ma Allah dauki rayuwa ta a wurin
Listen. Listen, Hausa. AK-47. AK-47.
har muka samu mu kuma wallahi dalilin da yasa billahi lazi shekara na bakwai ina makarantar allo amma lokacin da na dawo na tsinci kaina a cikin wannan abun wallahi ina mamaki kullun ina tunanin rayuwata
if I'm lying
saboda mahaifana akalla a kasar dan banga da so.
What did this man say? I will translate for you. It's on my Twitter. I don't know if it's on my Facebook page. That is why, because of these things, that is why Facebook is busy blocking, banning, suspending people. What did this man say? I'll take off my glasses to read. This man said, I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, the same APC government that our brother was talking about earlier, that gave us arms. I am saying this for people that believe in one Nigeria. That is why I'm... Hi, who are they? Who created this Nigeria? Who created these people that cannot reason very well? Let me read what this man said. I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, that is APC government, so-called Buhari government, that is giving arms to us. Fulani don't know what gun is. We are only headsmen. Cows don't give birth to guns. I swear to Allah, we are on our own, and the government gave us AK-47. I am not afraid to say the truth. Bishop Coker, are you listening? All of you idiots that believe in one Nigeria, are you listening? You morons, monkeys. All of you who are being deceived by this multicultural, multi-ethnic garbage, can you listen? The government that you are hoping to save you are the ones giving arms to those who have come to kill you. And you get up tomorrow morning and you say, believe in one Nigeria. That was why when Ozo 1 was under attack, that was why when these people, they gave guns to attack Nimbo, Ifani Ugwani called, the Enugu State governor called Buhari many times. Buhari ignored his calls. Ugwani called the commander of the 2 division. No one took his call. He called the commissioner of police for Enugu. No one took his call. But anytime IPOB is having meeting, you come and start shooting people. But when the same people were under attack by those that they are sponsoring, they were nowhere to be found. Is that a type of country? Is that the type of country you wish to belong to? Let's be honest about everything. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of disgruntled Fulani businessmen, you can understand. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of, say, very retarded Fulani politicians, of which there are many of them, I can understand. But insecurity is being caused by the government itself, the APC government. Our brother said it here, and you think he's lying. The people that they get... Do you know where they said that? In front of Sheikh Gumi, Abubakar Gumi. He went to the forest to go and meet the bandits, and the bandits told him it was the government that gave us the guns. We don't know what guns are until they gave it to us. That's why I asked you, if they're coming all the way from Mali and from Niger, how did they cross the border with guns? If you claim that those terrorizing us are from Niger Republic, so you don't have customs and immigration in the north anymore? Or because you see yourselves as one people, so there is no border patrol, no border policing, nothing. But you have closed Semi border now for nearly a year and a half. Semi border is closed. And you're from the south and you're shouting one Nigeria. Do you see the depth of your foolishness? Can you see it? When I say it, it's not out of hatred. People say, oh, I don't like his style of agitation, because I tell you the truth. A governor said, the governor of Bauchi State, we are bringing in Fulanis. We are coming to settle Fulani in Nigeria. He said it, he wasn't hiding. We are coming to settle Fulani in your land, in your villages. Do you know why that is possible? Because you believe in one Nigeria. If you are on your own, Nobody can try it. It's called an act of war or invasion. But Fulani is carrying out an act of war and invasion into your territory because you are under one Nigeria. So, in other words, they are using Nigeria is providing them a cover to carry out a conquest of an entire, should I say, ethnic nationalities across the zoo. Is it clear to you now? Do you now understand what we are saying? Bishop Coker is afraid. He's from Sokoto, he's a minority. So he thinks that when Nigeria breaks up, Fulani will swallow them alive. But I want to tell them that we are all students of history. There is a group of, or there were a group of people called the Huguenots from France during the height of by the French authorities who were Catholic. People don't know that Roman Catholic fought with Anglican Church in those days. People don't know this, but that's life. Do you know what happened? Britain, being a Protestant nation, offered amnesty or struck a deal with France to say, give me all your Protestants. We'll absorb them. They're called the Huguenots. And they came to Britain. That is where the lives of Sir Peter de la Billiere. De la Billiere is a French name, but his family settled in England. He rose to become a general and led the war in the Desert Storm. It was him that commanded the British forces in the Desert Storm. His ancestors were French, the Huguenots. So what I'm saying to Bishop Coker and all northern Christian minorities today is this: on my honor and on my life, I swear before God Almighty in heaven that with the coming of Biafra, every Christian northerner will be allowed to settle in Biafra land. So you see, Bishop Coker, you have nothing to be afraid of. You have a place where you can practice your faith without looking over your shoulder all the time, thinking who's coming to kill me. You will come to Biafra land and you will live there a very peaceful, fulfilled life in Biafra land. The same thing that the English did for the French Protestants, they're called the Huguenots. The same thing we are going to do for you. If you feel that you're threatened in the Sharia core north, and because of that, you think that having the East and the West in one Nigeria will save you as if some kind of insurance against elimination by the crazy, mad Fulani Janjaweed, you will come to Biafra land. We will give you asylum. You will stay there. Your generations will live and thrive. We are accommodating people. We welcome visitors. Then you will see what Biafra is like in real life, not the miserable existence you have in Sokoto. You want to stay in a country where people are threatening your life because you spoke. You said your mind and they're threatening you. What I'm offering you is what happened in England, though. The same England telling you to talk about one Nigeria. There was a time that the lives of French Protestants were under threat in France. England said, give them to us, we'll take them. They were all sent to England. They are called the Huguenots. We offer you the same asylum today to Bishop Coker and to all endangered northern Christians. You can all come to Biafra. We will accommodate you gladly. Gladly. I'm saying this live on air, so if I renege on this, you know, they said the internet never lies. They can go back and dig up this very video and say, you said this on the 8th of March, 2021. So you can come to us. This is the reason why everywhere the Janjaweed are dealing with us. They always come to your village and appoint one person as somebody. You know, one thing about you people is this. You always think that tomorrow is going to be better. But in Nigeria, tomorrow never ever gets better. Instead, it gets worse. And we are offering you a way out. People were asking for confirmation that Nigeria Army and police are colluding with Fulani terrorists. You know, it was on this platform that I called for OPC to take over from Amotekun. And thankfully, they have taken over. And there are results. There are results. I think earlier yesterday, today, the dreadful warlord. You know, for us, we don't have time for arrest. We arrest you, of course, and then I think they handed him over to police. When we arrest you, we hand you over to God. God will judge you. They arrested a Fulani warlord, Wakil. Handed him over to police. Police took him to hospital. The same police in Biafra land, they will shoot innocent IPOB family members. If they go to hospital and abduct them and the doctor and send them to Abuja to be locked up. Do you understand that? That is what they have been doing. I don't know who is calling me. I don't know what for. It's not an interactive session, so don't call me. They came to Olo, they went to Anambra, they shot people, they took them to Abuja, took the doctor as well, treating them to Abuja. In the West, they apprehended a terrorist, they killed a murderer, a rapist, a bandit, handed the bandit over to the police. The police took him to hospital for treatment, specialist hospital. What other evidence do you need that the police and the army are colluding with those that they imported to come and kill you? And you wake up in the morning and you say you're a Nigerian. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Don't you have any shame within you? God Almighty in heaven. I've never seen people as daft and as foolish as this. They took him, he was arrested by OPC. You know what they said? Those that arrested this man, he said, or your police assures of diligent prosecution of suspected criminals. The criminals now are the OPC men that arrested the bandit. Nigeria is astonishing. You arrested a rapist, a mass murderer, a killer, and a land grabber. Took him to the police. The police now arrested you. Took the man to hospital. Beat you, all of you up, and put you in the cell. They say police is your friend. Anyway, I thank God that there are some these guardian angels that came. I don't know where they came from. They are called unknown gunmen. I don't know where they came from. Maybe they are the spirit of all those killed by the police and the army. And they are avenging the death of the people that the police and the army killed. They are called unknown gunmen. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they come from. But they are fighting for the poor. They are like Robin Hood, but in this case, they are not robbing the poor, the rich to pay the poor, no. They are robbing the criminals, the murderers of their own lives. Murderers in the police and the army. People don't know what is coming, do they? They have no idea. I feel sorry for the zoo. They have no idea. Any day that all of you gang up to support your one Nigeria garbage, the more you're digging your collective graves. Nigeria can never ever be fixed. It's broken beyond repair. Can never be fixed. Look at Sultan of Sokoto talking rubbish. The spiritual leader, whatever rubbish he is of the zoo. Sultan of Sokoto, that he was in the army. That war is not good. But you Fulanis are the ones living war on everybody. You took over the whole of Plateau. You came down into Benue. Your people were at also one, massacring people. Then you never talked about war. As soon as we rose up and said enough is enough, now this war language starts to come into your lips. Do you think we are foolish? Do you think we are... Go and bring all the BBCs of this world, every propagandist for neocolonialists. Gang them, bring them together against Biafra agitation. You're wasting your time. Bring them against ESN, you're wasting your time. Arrest all you like. But I'm just warning them. If you're a policeman involved in the arrest of innocent people, all I need to do is to go down on my knees and pray and ask God, please, may unknown gunmen locate you and they will find you. Because God answers my prayers. So all those police stations involved in all this raid know that your turn is coming. It's only a matter of time, it will come. Since you want anarchy, you will get anarchy. Since that is what you want. You people, you don't like people that play it gently by the rules. No, not in the zoo. That is how you have been taking over our land, raping our women, abducting us and killing us. We came out at Tombo, you killed us for no reason. Shia people came out at Abuja, you shot them for no discernible reason. And all of you saw soldiers with live bullets killing people in broad daylight. No major news outlet carried it in the world. They've bribed all of them. I'm saying it on camera. And I wish that the US Congress can call me to testify. The American ambassador, that woman took bribe from Nigeria. Nigeria bribes every ambassador that comes to Nigeria. They give you loads of money, so you will never report what is happening in Nigeria. You don't know that? I'm saying it live on camera. I wish they can call me in America, come and testify. I will do so. The British High Commissioner is as corrupt as the devil. That woman. She was the one that was responsible for the murder at Lekki. When she went to see Tinubu, I warned everybody, look at this woman, the army will open fire. Not up to 6 hours, they open fire. That woman. That's another line. All of you are just looking, because anyway, most of you are blind, you cannot see. And Japan and more. We see things that the mere mortals cannot see. That is why Elohim is with us. That is why everything I say comes to pass. It must happen, it must come to pass. I told them that when we were giving thanks and praises to Elohim, I told them that this horn this trumpet that we are blowing, anybody who hears it in Asorok will go deaf. How many days? And there was fire in Asorok for the very first time. The zoo will be destroyed. Not that we may just get Biafra, so that when this story is written, our children will know that God did it, not man. Man put their faith in their chariots. Britain, you have you're a member of the UN Security Council, you're very strong, you're powerful. All these criminal US ambassadors coming to Nigeria, yeah, you have money, you are US, you will always support Fulani. You people are openly supporting terrorists because of money. Because they bribe you, because Halliburton has oil concessions, because there is a shell and everything, everybody's milking Biafra. Because of that, it is better we support terrorists. They'll kill the innocent. And you're diplomats. You're diplomats presiding over the slaughter of the innocent. You cannot speak the truth. We are in the middle of a war. The Fulanis have levied war on every indigenous population, ethnic group in Nigeria. All of you can say it. All you can say is invite the Sarakin or Sarakin Fulani Lagos. Not the Oba of Lagos, no. Sarakin Fulani Lagos means the supreme Fulani ruler in Lagos. Because the US ambassador has taken money from Nigeria. Very soon her tour of duty will come to an end and she will go. She will become a multimillionaire. That's why they all want to come to Nigeria. Because Fulani will pay very well to suppress the news, to stop the truth from going out. And all of you will suffer if you don't repent. You will suffer. Mark my words somewhere, you will suffer if you don't repent from your evil ways. You take money from murderers and from killers to suppress the truth. Biden doesn't know what is happening in Nigeria because they rely on the ambassador to feed them accurate information. And that is not happening because they've been bribed. And that is why people are dying in Nigeria. Nigeria is the only place in turmoil, not making it onto the front pages of newspapers all over the world. Nobody talks about it because they are all compromised. They've been bribed. We don't need your one Nigeria to survive. They tried, can you imagine the nonsense? They brought in their food blockade. They said we will not send food to the south. They are perishable goods. So the items got spoiled in the north. The government now turned around to pay them almost 500 billion. They are the ones that said they will not sell their goods to the south. The goods are now rotten in the north. And the government paid them compensation of nearly 500 billion. And you're in one Nigeria. Tomorrow morning, you idiotically wake up in the morning and say, I'm a Nigerian. As I said before, before I used to blame white people for racism, I no longer blame them for it. Because we are the cause of racism. Our stupidity as black people is responsible for the way we're being treated all over the world. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. We don't need them to survive. We don't need them. And we can give them the oil and gas for free. As I've said before, allow me to repeat. The oil, apart from granting citizenship to every northern Christian, I mean Core North, I mean the Sharia, Arewa, Janjaweed North, you will all live in Biafra land, where you can practice religion without fear or favor. Another thing we are going to do is to pipe free oil and gas across the whole of West Africa. In Biafra, Oduduwa will receive oil and gas for free. You see, Benin Republic, oil and gas for free. Togo will receive oil and gas for free. Ghana the same. All the way to, heaven knows, I think, Western Sahara. Do you know why? Because we want the economies of all these countries to grow as well, because they're going to buy our goods and services. They will buy our goods and services. That is why we need the economies to grow as well. A Biafra will offer free oil and gas to the entire West African coastal region. To tell you, we don't need oil and gas to survive as a people. We are not fighting for Biafra because of oil and gas. We are fighting because it is the will of God, and we must be free. We are free people. We were free before the white man came, and we shall be free once again. And as I've been telling people, and they do not, or some will not understand or hope to understand, what we are doing is of the spirit. The likes of Shoyinka must stand up to speak the truth. Obasanjo, you must speak the truth. Tell us where Buhari is. You know where his grave is. He's at. He can point that out for us. Tell us. Free yourself of that very burden. Shoyinka, the same thing. Shoyinka, you were campaigning for them. Campaigning for Buhari. Until your carrot and cabbage clashed with Fulani cattle. You now realized that there is danger in the land. All these years, all the Fulani insurgency and incursion into the south, he never said a word. People look up to you to speak the truth. You never said a word until they came to your farm and ate your carrot and your cabbage. You started complaining. Typical black people. Until something affects you, it's nothing. That mindset must change. And that is where Biafra must come. And when Biafra does come, everybody will be free. If Biafra is not free, none of you is going to be free. And that is why I have said it before and allow me to repeat. We have come to set all of you free. And if you allow this nonsense to continue, you'll be sunk. If you have not gotten your Somali visa, go and get it now. Because the zoo is gone. And the hell has arrived. Thank you very much for listening. From me, from here. Good evening. The very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Tiko dikabia mapuni nini chineke n'ogende sona efewe na isiala ni na koza hanso ya mbuni onye na jama we na nzo bezali onye na ge farusi obona nege onye kari nini nekere ke mo onye kari obia ndi ndị nsọ na ndị ala isiala ni obadi ndo n'ụtụtụ a ehihie abalị n'ụwa niile wee na-arịọ gị mma wee na-arịọ ka iwe wecha n'ebe anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngozi etinye ọgbara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rapụ ndị anyị onye bụ nna Chineke na ndị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị na-ebu wee baa ise obodo kwesịrị isi wee laa ya n'ihi anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịte maka oge ebighị biko ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee dị ọsọ ọsọ na nkete na ụmụ ha daba na ahụ anyị wee na-arịọ gị iwe na-ahụzi ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche iwe tinye ụmụ ya ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu anyị aka God has given us
But you know what? They will like you to believe that Samarekpa is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I have to do in 5 years to come. Thank you.